Good morning, everyone. Now start the stream. Hey, Joe, how's it going? All right, everything's shared out. Everything should be working. Waiting on DSP to get off his fat ass. He's in his chat, but he hasn't started the music yet. Freaks me out. Terrible. Can't wait, get done with the stream. I get to go into town and grab my new glasses. Yeah, they came in today. I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. Or wait for DSP to start the goddamn stream, even though he's sitting in his chat. I'm gonna take a sip. How do you be late to a stream that's in your own house? Well, be DSP, that's how. 25 riddles to go on, Luis, alright. Gotta sleep off the gin, dude. There's so much of it. I just cannot imagine getting blackout drunk every single night. Like, what kind of life are you living where the only way you can fall asleep is if you get blackout drunk? Miles, Jacob, how's everybody doing? Ravioli, nice. If I go into town, maybe I'll get something to eat while I'm in town. Maybe hit a Chinese place. Gentleman buffet is delicious. And right across the street from the sunglass place. Oh, hey, he's finally starting his stream. Only 2 minutes late there, DSP. Congratulations. Timo, how's it going? Oh, shit. Know what I forgot, guys? Text. Hit that like, of course. Holla to all the members. And others. And, of course, Snort Counter. Channel buffet is delicious. His funeral might be the only thing he's on time to, or early. My Chinese go-to is Chinese buffet. If not a buffet, I do love some yaki udon noodles with beef. Yaki udon noodles with beef is delicious. Watching Dark Side Foo.
What's up, everyone? We're gonna try out Mega Man 10. What the hell is this music? What the hell is this music?
DSP, confused by the music in a video game. Soy pizza? Hey JDX, how's it going? Oh, his birthday week starts today, apparently. He was bitching about the decorations on Twitter. How hard it was to set them up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, guys. Today I think it's gonna start about 2:08. He'll finish the music around 2:08, I'm guessing. For some reason, he loves playing music for 20 minutes no matter what. Starts at 1:45, 1:48. Doesn't matter, he's gotta play for 20 minutes. Shiny Eevee, alright. Gotta get them shinies. As he should, DSP. Everyone should laugh at you. Laughing at you should be a national pastime of America. No, national pastime of the world. You guys are right. True. Goddamn allergies. Back in my day, we didn't have allergies. We would just have kids randomly die after eating a peanut. Yo, Justice comes back tomorrow? Nice. Although right now I'm deep into My Hero Academia. Just started season 4 today. Let's see, remember, DSP just woke up a few minutes ago. Me? I've been up since like 8 o'clock this morning. I got so much done, I took a nap. Well, I gotta wait for like another... Yeah, at the time I had to wait about another 2 hours before his fat ass got out of bed. But I said, fuck it, I'm taking a nap. Yes, and the time it takes DSP to wake his drunk ass up and roll out of bed, I did a bunch of stuff and then took a nap. Very heavy, heavy is the rain. Yes, the rain has lots of mass and weight. I don't think he acknowledges his threatening to bitch slap an 11-year-old anymore, realizing that it's bad. No problem, JDX. I mean, how dare you confuse me for someone else? Reee! Oh, wait, I don't care. I still have a guy at work that calls me Scott. Like, we wear name tags. But he still calls me Scott. But I know he means me when he says Scott, so I just don't worry about it. We gotta wait for the song to be over before we do a commercial. There's lots of mess and weight. In volume. Rain has lots of mess and weight. In volume. This is about the only song he does that I can literally tolerate. The rain is very heavy, very heavy. Yes, the rain, yes, the rain has lots of mess and weight, some mess and weight, some mess and weight, some mess and weight, some mess and weight. The rain is very heavy, heavy is the rain, yes, the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heavy is the rain, yes, the rain has lots of mass and weight. Doesn't need to meet us, go John Doe. It's his birthday week, dude. Time for everyone to celebrate. Good to see you back. I haven't seen him for a bit, John Doe. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, his parents, yeah, Space Cat's name is Scott. Mr. Rain has lots of mess and weight. And volume. Big surprise is gonna be a new hat. Could be a new vest. Don't get me wrong, it could be a new vest, but I'm guessing it's a new hat. But it's DSP, it's either a hat or a vest. He has nothing else to surprise people with. Know what? Simple Aaron, that gets a pin. Hey, let me pin that. Pin message. The God I wish his dad would have settled for a BJ week. Ah, not his birthday suit. Terrible. Like the song's about to be over.
Here it comes, gonna cheap out the window, yeah. Dick Lightning.
Fuck you, Dick Lightning, especially since it got nerfed already. I love they nerfed his Dick Lightning already. He was so happy to bring it back, and then nope, got nerfed in Elden Ring.
Oh, what that aroma can do, brighter day for me and you. best part of waking up is in your cup.
Yes, welcome to New Year.
Best part of waking up.
I'm speaking to you from 2020 now.
Was getting so much shit done, you had to get a chance to take a nap.
I'm ready for great gameplay streams. I'm ready for hanging out and chilling with you guys. I'm ready for the future.
Can you imagine getting so much done before this fucker even wakes up? I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 thing until they nerfed it, but he was able to bring it back for Elden Ring because they had that as well. Then they nerfed it already, which is hilarious. Let's see, tool. Where's monthly bills at? Let's find out.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his...
Monthly bill.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
Love it. Timo Green, how's it going? Nah, he's in his chat. Playing WWE Champions on his phone. Showing up and starting the stream? Nah, that's too hard, guys. I gotta sit there and bitch about stuff first. Remember, this is a video game stream. How sad they nerfed the turtle shield. Like, alright, I understand nerfing a barricade shield. Did you have to nerf the turtle shield? People love the turtle shield and then they nerfed it. Execute Order 66. Uh-oh, Timo. That's a lot of responsibility to be taken care of. Almost podcast time, you know it, Jay. Gotta be messaging them. If they were here, they wouldn't be talking like that because I slapped the shit out of them. What? Will Smith slapped someone for talking shit about his wife? How dare they? Like, dude, get over it. First of all, I'm still of the opinion that it was staged. Second of all, even if it wasn't... Oh, hey, he's defending his wife. Should he be defending her? I don't think so, because... Hey, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Well, keep other men's cocks out of hers. Like, what does she have on him? That's what I'm wondering. Like, so she blatantly cheats on you, brags about cheating on you live on TV, but you slap Chris Rock. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So all these men that are fucking your wife, you don't slap them around. But a guy who makes fun of your wife for being bald, oh, how dare he? Living Dead Girl. Well, part of what makes me think it was staged is that Will Smith trained for the movie Muhammad Ali. He trained to be a boxer. Yeah, his stance and his style was just god-awful. Like, it was straight. I was surprised they didn't do a slow-mo to see that Chris Rock slapped his hands together and make the slap noise like they do in movies. You cannot, JDX. I gotta approve it. I had to click the show button. Well, his pay pick shouldn't be choosing to eat before tipping him. He needs to eat too, guys. He needs to eat DoorDash. He needs to eat at the sushi place his wife likes. He needs to eat at the good Burger King, not the bad one. Ooh, man, I'll get Burger King when I go in time to get my new glasses. Super cereal, guys. Gotta worry about Man Bear Pig. I have seen those slap videos before, and holy shit, some of them were like, first of all, why would you do this? Second of all, damn, they get some stank on some of those slaps. Oh, what's he doing? I just heard the PlayStation noise. So now he's doing something on his PlayStation. Was he checking to make sure the game's updated? Because, you know, Mr. Professional, waiting until he's about to start the game to see if there's a patch or anything to download. Got about another 6 more minutes of music. I think he's more thinking of Muhammad Ali going up there and slugging a guy. Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. Or I guess smacked very weakly. So, I mean, that slap was so weak, Chris Rock just continued on with his show. Like, it didn't even faze him. Can't do updates, guys. What the updates screw up my system? That's actually his excuse for why he never updates or turns off his computer. Like, I like everything how it works now. If it updates, it might change something I don't like. Like, yeah, OBS does it to me every time it updates, where it's like, oh, hey, this no longer is connected, even though it's been connected that way for the past few months. Well, you know what you do? You know what you do? You just go back into settings and set the settings. Like, all of a sudden, your microphone is not your microphone. We're setting the default for microphone. Well, set it back to Blue Yeti. Like, why do you change my settings every time I update OBS? It's annoying. But it's worth it because it's obviously fixing something or updating something else. So now I gotta take a few seconds to reset my microphone to Blue Yeti. Not that big a deal. The DSP is the end of the world. If I made enough, I could hire a plane to fly overhead while on his day off. Just have a banner that says DSP, enjoy your DoorDash. That'd be hilarious. Guys, there's a tractor tried to kill me. He had a plane fly overhead saying, enjoy your DoorDash, DSP. Only order like 5 times a week, guys. It's bullshit. It's a stupid tractor meme. Yeah, Windows 10 does the same thing and it's annoying. His music will end in about 4 more minutes. Just setting up here, almost ready to start. What are you setting up? Nothing changes. Not a single fucking thing changes, DSP. What the hell are you setting up? One of the things that boggles my mind is like, what is he setting up? Like, nothing changes.
Come on.
balloons now. Ride those balloons now. You know you want to do it, Diddy? It ain't gonna be very pretty, but you'll beat the stage and you will survive. You will not singe your monkey hide. Come on. Come on.
Yes, I've seen his Twitter post. It's fucking stupid.
Come on.
And, like, it's such a big deal. Guys, I went viral. Well, what happened?
Yeah. Here we
Well,
go.
absolutely nothing happened afterwards, because no one
Diddy Kong
fucking
now
cares.
in the house. Diddy Kong now in the house.
President tried to
Diddy
bust
Kong.
out another debunk stream.
All right.
Guys, I had to cancel the ring today to debunk stream because I went viral on Twitter. Four or five shots of gin before he starts stream. Sounds about right. That's the other thing. It's to enjoy the day off with my wife. Then he readily admits that no, she stays home and plays Skyrim while he does all the shopping. And what's the fucking point of taking the day off if you're not spending it with your wife like you claim? All employees, get to work, unlike DSP. I would say Darkseid feels cringe, but that's an insult to cringe. Then again, comparing anything to DSP is an insult. Doesn't matter who, what, where, when, why, how. If it's compared to DSP, it's an insult. Even comparing people like, oh, it's the white DSP, or the black DSP, or the thinner DSP, or no matter what it is, it's an insult. Okay. Go Tyrone! Well, the amount that he talks about anyways of her love for potatoes, all that starch, she might weigh as much as he does now. Who knows, maybe Tyrone likes him a little thicker. Thicker than a Snicker, huh? Oh, come on, girl, get some meat on your bones. Worried about what your husband thinks? Can't even get his dick out. Don't worry about it, girl. Little in the middle, but you got much back. I was listening to my Amazon Prime music thingamajig on my phone while driving because it's hooked up and all that, but no joke. That song came on, I'm like, oh, I gotta blast this. Turn it from like 18 to 28 on volume. Like, you gotta blast the mix a lot. Oh my god, Becky, look at her. It's like, this is like the actual beginning. Like, you don't hear it for a while, you forget just how good it is and how catchy and how insane the lyrics are. If she's pregnant, it's by Tyrone, not by DSP. Look, honey, we caught a shiny on our first try. Oh, that'd be fucked up. Her explanation to DSP why it looks like Tevin. Oh, it's 209, not 208. You went a minute longer than he usually does. No, he just paused the music. I was about to go live, but no, he just paused the music. I'm actually unbanning people who email me on my day off. About to start. What the fuck? Yay, detractor intro!
All right, hello everyone. Hello. How you doing?
Oh, you're 2 minutes late now.
Stream podcast. I'm Darkseid.
Look at that, big 4-0 guys. Can you tell?
Outside right now, and they are making a lot of noise. And they're probably going to be back, and I'm probably going to have to close the window or do something about that.
Close the window and then
Alright.
tell them to shut up while they're working and
So
you're
how
not.
you guys doing?
Mr. Tough Guy.
Yo, this is great. Immediately, I knew I was just gonna play it off, but I couldn't hold back the last of the people reacting in the stream chat. How you guys doing today? Just a normal pre-stream podcast today. Nothing at all out of the ordinary here in Washington State. Here in my recording studio, also known as the spare room in my house. How you guys doing? Welcome. And today is Wednesday, the 30th of March, 2022. Is March.
His eyes are more glazed over than a donut. Yep, you can hear the landscapers. You know, the people doing actual work unlike him. How dare they do a real job, guys?
Well, as March comes to a close, and we wrap up what was a very fun gaming month, we're heading into a very exciting week. Because this week...
It's my birthday
is the
week.
countdown to my 40th
He literally does a birthday
I don't
week.
know
It's
how
not
you
even a
could've
joke anymore.
Possibly figured that one out on your own. Okay? Be right back.
I'm just looking at it. I'm gonna get a screenshot of that. 1 second. Blow that up. Print screen. Minimize. Gotta go to paint.
I swear to God, they don't start doing that until I start my podcast. Every freaking week, every
How
Wednesday.
dare
Don't start
they?
with that shit outside until I start talking. It's like they're watching the stream, and they wait for my mouth to start moving and words to start coming out, and then they walk by outside.
Crop.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-stream podcast, and welcome to the birthday bash build-up week. That's right. As you
Build-up
can see,
week?
I have some birthday
You mean your
decorations
birthday week,
here
you
in
jackass?
my recording studio. I'm going to start carting a recording studio from now on. It'll become a running joke. I think it's actually quite funny. And, yes, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, Prophet.
we have
Good to see you, man.
decorations in effect for the next week, all leading up to
That'd
my
be hilarious
big
if they actually
birthday
did do it on
bash
purpose.
spectacular on my actual birthday, which incidentally is exactly 1 week from today.
That's why you're doing
Okay.
a birthday week.
I would say I went all out this year, but in reality, I actually went less all out than I usually do. In previous years, you've seen I put up things like streamers and all kinds of decorations and balloons and things. This year, literally, I did two things. I bought these giant balloons, reorganized this, and I bought some new party horns that don't work. Again, ready? Listen to this. Look at how sad it is. It's such a sad party horn. It actually droops.
It
out.
looks like you. It droops just like your mouth.
But the good news is I still got a party horn from like 4 years ago, and that one still works. So we have a working one, even though I went out and I bought the new one. It's a piece of shit. Yeah. I didn't have a lot of time or money. Let's just put it that way. I didn't. And
I don't have time or money,
something different for
guys.
this year. I don't have a lot of time to
Bullshit.
buy anything elaborate or whatever.
120
So I
grand a
said,
year,
I said,
but he
"Well,
has no money."
ridiculous." And my wife says, well, what about big balloons? And I said, yeah, but we did balloons last year. She's like, yeah, but that was just like more generic. Get a game controller and a happy birthday. Why don't you do something ridiculous? It is a milestone birthday for your life. Not everyone gets to turn 40 more than once. Wait, what? No. Everyone only gets to turn 40 more than once. So why not do something that stands out? So we just bought two ridiculously large balloons. Now, the funny part about this is we actually had appointments.
Hey, you're
to these
blaming your wife for the
yesterday, getting a
ridiculousness of
haircut and
it?
other things.
Ron
And we only
Jambo,
had
how you
time to
doing?
get
Hey,
parts for
A-Wrench.
before the haircut. And so we buy the balloons. Wait a minute. This could be part of my Phil's day off story, couldn't it? Well, anyway, we bought the balloons, and we were like, how are we going to drive around with these giant balloons in the car all day? And I'll talk. What is going on with this camera? You see, I'm going pink, and then I look like I'm dead. What?
You mean look like how you
Why do
normally
I look
look?
dead? Can I get some color
Without the
back?
filter on?
If I unclick
Want
on-
color
if I
on your
click
cheeks,
on
you
it,
gotta go
I want it to
outside more than
pink,
once a
and then
week.
I'm gonna unclick it. Now, why wouldn't it go pink? How do I get it to go pink? Now I can't go pink. Now I'm a pale zombie. I'm dead. I'm like a vampire in here.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, you
I'm
are
not
like a
ready
vampire.
To click on this, if it ever goes back to the pink hue, I can unclick and try to lock it in because I like the pink over being dead. I look dead right now, don't I? Oh, I'm pink. I'm pink. Okay, there we go.
I love he has to have a filter so he
Great
doesn't
white
look like a
Anyway,
vampire. That's hilarious. Mister, I'm using
So we'll have
filters.
a Phil's Day Off segment here on the pre-stream podcast today. Talk about my day off. Actually, yesterday was kind of interesting.
What was interesting
so-
about it?
Yeah, we just grabbed some balloons, came home, set them up. And what's interesting about this is we didn't even like test how the fan and everything would affect the balloons. Like as you can see, they're moving very slightly. It's not a big deal because they're actually helium balloons. If they were not helium balloons, they'd probably be blowing all over the place. But the good news is they seem to be pretty steady. So, and these will be up. The decoration will be up for a week. Like I said, we're gonna go right up to my birthday on Wednesday next week. We're gonna have a marathon event on my birthday.
I just cannot believe he.
which we'll talk about over the course.
Like,
of
I
the
mean,
week.
we
So
joke about him
we'll
doing a
be
birthday
on
week,
that
but he's
day.
literally doing a birthday week.
And then everything.
No, yeah,
will go
that
back
hair
to
is
normal.
nice. You can tell the hair on the top is nice and dark, then the hair in the little
Very
bit for the sideburn
All right, so ladies and
is
gentlemen,
gray.
welcome to the pre-stream.
But he doesn't dye his hair,
Like I said, today is
guys.
The 30th of March, 2022. We've got a
He just
lot
spends
to talk
$80
about
for
today.
a haircut.
News. Gaming news happened when I wasn't
Hence
here. Are
the
you
bank leaks.
shocked that on my
Prove
day
that.
off, gaming news occurred? This happens every single week these days. I don't know why. It seems that they always particularly wait for my day off. And it's funny because people are like, "No, but Phil, you always take the same day off, and that's why." Wrong. Sometimes I take a Monday off. Sometimes I take a Tuesday off. Sometimes it's later in the week, and it's always gaming news on my day off. Never fails. Okay.
They should consult you first,
So,
shouldn't
that
they,
being
huh?
said, we got two big news stories to talk about today. The delay of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2
Hey, eyebrows are great too.
and the announcement of the new PlayStation Plus consolidation plans and pricing tiers. All right, the internet is abuzz with the news of all these things going on. We will definitely discuss them on today's pre-stream podcast, okay? But in addition to that, we'll do the Phil's Day Off segment where we talk about my day off yesterday, and of course, we'll talk about my schedule, which is very important.
Terrible profit.
Because I have to take a few streams.
Nah, I usually
off.
hang
It
out with my
sucks, but it is
friends.
what it is. All right, we got a lot to talk about.
During my birthday.
Okay?
Years ago, when my friend, he had just gotten his suppressor.
First of all, how'd you guys
You wanna shoot it?
yesterday?
Yeah, I wanna
What
shoot
you guys
it.
Up to? I hope you,
That was fun.
you chilled. Hope you were safe, no matter what it is that you did. And I hope that you had a good day. All right? If you did happen to get caught up on anything that I was doing here on DSP Gaming, I hope you had a good time. This camera is crooked. I just realized. Yeah, look, there we go. I was like, why do I look like
Now
the-
you're white
on an
again.
angle? Like I'm on a slant. Now it looks perfect. All I had to do is adjust the camera slightly. There we go. Now it looks good, right? Cool.
No, it is not. Because your face is still in the picture. But wait, there's
So-
more, Steve-O. You know it.
Awesome, guys, that you're here today, and I hope that you had a good one yesterday. Let's talk about Phil's Day Off. Let's actually do this first. Why not? Why not do the Phil's Day Off segment first, then we'll talk about the schedule for the week, and then we'll get to the news stories. I think that's a good order to tackle things, okay? All right, so Phil's Day Off yesterday. I was not here. I was out and about doing many things.
Buying
Grocery
balloons
shopping.
for a
Came home,
child.
unpacked the
Oh, no, I
groceries,
mean for a 40-year-old
prepared the
man.
vegetables like I usually do for our meals for the week. Played with Jasper Kitty a little bit. We basically had a very short amount of time to do a lot because we had haircut appointments and our hairdresser.
And you got your hair dyed.
About half an hour away. Not a giant drive, but especially with traffic factored in, everything, you want to be sure you're there on time. So we basically had to do a lot of stuff in a very consolidated period of time. Pet store and all kinds of stuff flying around. And we went to the party store. And like I said, we went there and didn't have a lot of time to really browse. And we were looking at all various different things.
Nort.
Man, party prices are crazy. Like, I'll give you an example. There was a bag that contained streamers, these kind of horns, plus actual real party horns that make tons of noise, okay? A few more decorations, maybe a couple balloons. It was like $45. And we were like, what? It's a bunch of plastic and cardboard crap.
That's
know,
two
I wanted
$14.99
to
polls
spend
with a
that
little
much
bit left
money.
over for
I'm looking to
$9.99
spend a
poll,
few
guys.
dollars. All I really wanted was something to put behind me, whether it was visually like streamers or something, or balloons, and a party horn. That's all I wanted. I couldn't even find a party horn. They only sold these by themselves. You couldn't buy a party horn by itself. You had to buy the $45 package. I'm serious. They don't even sell the shit by itself anymore. It must be like some kind of a deal. Like, oh, you want to buy a PS5 right now? You got to buy the $900 bundle that includes the extra controller, the charge station, 2 games you don't want, a PlayStation Plus membership, and probably, I don't know, a power-up rewards to fucking GameStop or something. You want a single party horn? You gotta buy the $45 bag of junk. to get your one thing that you wanted. Happy freaking birthday.
But you still bought it.
Right?
You bought the junk, you just didn't buy the
So
$45 junk. Good job. Mr. Ryan broke, I have no money.
I basically looked around what they had. There was a few ideas, different ideas we had. And eventually, after spending like maybe 15 minutes in the store, we were like, we gotta hurry. So let's just figure out what to do. And my wife's just like, let's just grab the balloon. So we did, and it was hilarious.
He has Amazon Prime, so you get it in 1 or 2 days.
Smaller balloons that were 4.0, and we go up to the counter and say, we like these inflated. He goes, oh, those aren't the helium balloons. Oh, those aren't the helium balloons? No, those are just for air. You blow them with like a little tube. And he goes, those don't float. You would have to like, you know, tape them up or something.
I'm going to laugh when those are dead before his
I
birthday.
said, all right, well, I want the ones that fill with helium. So he goes and grabs them, blows them up, and there's these giant things. I was like, Jesus, I didn't know they were that big, but I already bought them. Okay, no refunds on a giant fucking balloon.
I'm going to laugh when before his birthday they're dead. It'll be hilarious.
I have to figure out how to get these balloons into my car and have them not float while I'm driving. So we're fighting the wind. First of all, I'm trying to get to the car, and the wind's blowing in my face. I'm like, getting buffeted and pummeled by these balloons right in my face.
The wind kicked his ass, guys. I love it.
What can we do?
Man's so weak, the wind beat him up.
Down? And we're looking all around, and we realize, aha, we have one of those, what do you call them? Sun blockers? They have a name. Sun shield. And incidentally, it's Overwatch, because, you know, Kat used to love Overwatch and play it all the time. And so we said, wait a minute, if we unfold that, we could put we can put the balloons kind of flat on their sides in the back seat and then put that over it. And it doesn't weigh much, but it might be just enough to hold down the helium. And it worked perfectly. We didn't plan it. It just worked. We were like, oh, well, that's convenient that it worked.
Blaming how he spent more money on his day off.
With balloons bouncing behind my head and distracting me.
Distracting you from your phone while you play WWE Champions?
Haircut and did a little bit of shopping. One thing we had to do...
Yeah, he could so use a green screen for his birthday decorations. You could have had an animated background for his birthday.
Luckily, she doesn't wear shoes like me.
Too much work.
For 8 years till they wear out. But her shoes, you know, all worn out. She works retail. When you work retail, you're on your feet all day long, and your shoes
unlike
wear
you,
out really quick.
Mr. who's never been on his feet in a day in his life.
The shoes that she had were all worn out. He's like, I absolutely need a new pair of shoes for work. We got to get one. So we went to a shoe store, okay, and we go into the shoe store, and there's only 2 customers, us and a family. Now, this family comprised of 2 younger kids. I'd probably say they were between maybe 5 to 8 years old, a boy and a girl.
Did you threaten to bitch slap them?
A little bit older kids, probably in their young teens, boy and a girl. Their mother and their grandfather.
Please tell me you threatened to bitch slap them. Please tell me you threatened to bitch slap them.
Dropping or whatever, but this is a very loud, rambunctious family. The kids are bouncing all over the store, looking at shoes, grabbing shoes, looking at socks, you know, basically picking out exactly what it is that they want. And basically, they're talking so loud, you can absolutely hear everything they're saying about the situation. And what you surmise is that I guess their grandfather isn't from Washington State, but he's visiting. And the whole point of this visit was to spend time with them.
He's supposed to be spending time with your wife?
Splurge and do nice things for them, because apparently he's old and has money for himself and nothing to spend it on. So basically, the purpose of the trip was he's paying for everything.
So he should be your whale.
So they're talking to him. Thank you so much, Grandpa. So I can get whatever I want. He's like, yes, I'm not kidding. Yes, you could get whatever you want in the store, whatever pair of shoes you want. Everyone gets one pair of shoes or sneakers or whatever, and you grab socks or grab what other accessories you want or whatever. So as Kat is looking around his shoes, I'm just, sitting there on one of the what do they call it? The benches, just waiting, and I'm holding her stuff so that way she doesn't have to worry about it while she goes in shoe shops. And, I'm minding my own business, and I'm on my phone or whatever, just dicking around.
Playing WWE Champions.
I mean, they're all over the store yelling, screaming, these kids at the shoes and everything. You can tell they're super excited. Maybe this is a family that normally doesn't just get stuff. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not part of their freaking family, nor do I care. But it's crazy.
But you're talking about it on your live stream, judging them.
They're so loud. Okay.
Judging these strangers.
So finally, after about, a while shopping, Kat found a pair of shoes that she had liked. She's like, okay, we're going to check out. When we go up to check out, well, the family is ahead of us. Okay. Now, this family, again, each kid was getting a pair of shoes, 4 pairs of shoes, and a bunch of accessories for each shoe. And by the way, this wasn't a discount shoe store. It's like a regular shoe store. You can imagine how much, you know,
So you
the
spent
shoes
more money,
probably
huh?
freaking cost. Why do I look dead again? I thought that I...
Because this is what you look like.
Hold on a second here. I swear I'd put the camera on white balance.
To make you look less like a ghoul. But you are a ghoul. This is what you look like.
Save. I put it so that
Grandpa has
undo
money. He should be
and
giving
then
it to
undid
me.
anyway.
Reee, me, so I can pay my bills, guys. How am I supposed to pay for my bills? Unless Grandpa gives it all to me.
I'm constantly fighting with technology. It's like I'm wrestling a giant fucking boa constrictor. Anyway, so they're checking out. And now, you know, I'm thinking in my head, geez, this must be like, I'm not exaggerating, probably like a $500, $600 purchase, because each kid's buying expensive sneakers or shoes. They're probably like anywhere from $50 to $100, plus socks, plus other thing, you know, little knickknacks and shit that you buy at a shoe store to go with it. And they're all checking out a giant pile of merchandise. They're all plopping it down, scan it, scan it, scan it. Luckily for us, what appeared to be either a higher-up employee or a store manager walked over to check us out, because so that way we didn't have to wait for them to check out, because they were going to probably take like an hour, all right? So
They're going to take them an hour to check out. Bullshit.
and then next to us, they go, all right, here's your total. You know, who's paying? And Grandpa steps up, and he's got his card, and he puts his card in.
Great store. Rejected.
All right, and
Denied.
okay, and
Declined.
declined.
Ah! Called it!
Oh, Grandpa, did you do it again, Grandpa? Did you put your card in wrong, Grandpa? Come on, let's figure this out. So the mother walks over, and they're looking at the card. They put it. Is this how you do it? You put it in first. This way, chip. Is it chip back or chip for? Like the guy doesn't even know how to use his card. Okay, like he has no clue how to use his card. He's just so
Because he doesn't
confused
use
by
it all the time like you
technology.
do.
He doesn't understand how a card reader works. Now, keep in mind, you don't even have to use the chip. He could have just swiped if he wanted, but he didn't even understand that. So again, he puts it in. Decline. Oh. Huh? This doesn't make sense. So now the grandpa starts to get agitated. He's like, this doesn't make sense.
If he's from
I'm
out
here
of...
on vacation.
Oh, I know why. He's out of
Clearing
town.
my account with money. Now, it wasn't clear if this is a credit card or debit card, but he's under the impression. He even says it out loud. $80,000. Okay.
He's out of town, so he probably got locked out by the company.
Okay. He
thinking
says
that
there's
he's making a purchase out of
$80,000 that apparently
out of
has in his
state.
account prepared for this trip. Okay, and he even says out loud, "No, I went to Walmart yesterday and the card worked, so it has to work." So now he's fighting. Now they're swiping.
Because when I went
They're
to...
inserting. Literally after trying 5 times, the mother interjects and says, "All right, I'd like to ask you, the employee, how do you use a credit card?" The mother asked the employee, "How do you use a credit card?"
You know how to use them. You used up
By the way, this is in front of the whole
$131,000
family.
worth,
Kids standing
jackass.
right there. And you can see their level of excitement that was so high, like extremely high levels of excitement that they were getting free stuff, go from to oh shit. As they
When I went to
very
Myrtle
much realized,
Beach,
it didn't look like they were going to be
I had no
getting
problem at the restaurants. But I went to buy
so we're still checking
some new
out,
flip-flops for
and
the
you can hear
beach.
The whole conversation in
would
his
not
family.
work.
The mother
I got a
basically
text from my
like, "Well, I
company.
don't
He's
have
like,
the money
"Hey,
for
are you
all of
trying to
this.
purchase
So
something
what are we
in
supposed to
Myrtle
do?"
Beach?"
Wait a minute,
Yes,
Grandpa,
it's me.
You're
So
taking
then
us
my
out to
card
dinner
went through.
tonight. Now, what happens if your
'Cause
card
it
gets
worked at all the
declined
restaurants we went to,
At the
But
restaurant,
I went to
what are we
buy the
supposed
pair
to
of
do,
flip-flops.
Grandpa?
It didn't work.
And the grandfather is like, "I swear I have the money in this account. I don't know. This is ridiculous." And he's freaking out. And I'm just like rubbing my head like this. And a few things pop into my mind about this. All right? The first thing I'm thinking is,
And if he's
Number
that old, he
one,
may not have a
I
smartphone
bet
for the company to
what
text.
really is happening here, because this happens sometimes with credit cards and or even debit cards, I've seen this happen, is that if you go on a vacation and let's say you live in Florida, okay, but then you fly across the country to Washington State and you start using your card there, your first couple of transactions will be approved. But then as soon as you hit a
Screw
certain
you, Dark
threshold,
Weasel.
maybe like a couple
I love
$100,
them. They're perfect for the beach.
the bank will actually just start declining your purchases, assuming fraud. Okay? Now, typically what happens is the bank will contact you. Okay? They will. The bank will actually go out of
That's
their way.
exactly what happened to me
send
when I
you
was in
an
Myrtle Beach
email,
a few years
call
ago.
you on the phone, or even text message you. This has happened to me before, where I got a text message, your card was declined, but it was declined because we suspect fraud. Click here or press 1 or respond to this text to approve this transaction, and then rerun your transaction and you'll be okay. This was just done for your own safety or your own good. Okay. So now what actually happens is most people, if they're going to go on a trip, they ahead of time.
Yeah, you call your
will
company,
call
say,
their
"Hey,
card
I'm
company
flying
or their
here.
credit card company, whoever they're planning
Approve
on
my card,
using
bitches."
as their main form.
I
of
learned that
payment
lesson and
during
did
the
it
trip
before I went to Houston.
to pre-authorize all of these transactions, so nothing like this happens. Okay, but this guy, I mean, just put this into perspective. This guy doesn't know how to insert a credit card into a credit card reader. So, do you think he knows about any of this, or do you think that
Poor
he has
Dark
a
Weasel, that
smartphone
sucks.
with him where he could actively get messages from a bank telling them that they were declining his stuff? So anyway, long story short, we leave. We had already checked out. We leave. We go out. Actually, I take it back. One final thing happened. The using some brain capacity, which is very smart, the person who's working there said, well, maybe what we can do is we can try to incrementally lower the amount of the transaction. Instead of trying to put through the whole transaction, let's try to put through half and see if that goes, and then maybe even smaller. Maybe your bank will approve smaller amounts. So they were trying everything they could to make this guy and his family happy. You know, they weren't being jerks about it. They obviously wanted the business, and they were trying to brainstorm and think of ways to make this go through.
This is going to be mind-blowing decorations, guys.
So they were trying absolutely
Isn't it
everything.
great?
And then we walk out to the car. We put our stuff. We get in the car. We start the car. We're about to leave. And we're pulling out of, and as we're pulling out of the lot, we see the whole family walking out of the store, their shoulders down there like this, and they're all walking with their heads bowed down like this, and they're all walking.
Nice
forward
bald
to the
spot you're
car.
trying to cover up.
Absolutely no merchandise at all. I was like, wow, that is fucking sad and depressing and completely preventable. Like, I would hope that the situation was that the guy really did have money and it was just a simple misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a simple, oh, the bank froze his account because they thought it was fraud or something, as opposed to the guy thought he had money and really doesn't, and he told his whole family, I'm coming to visit you for a holiday and I'm going to pay for everything, and he has no money. You know, but who knows what
Agent
happened.
Smith, how's it going?
But I was like, damn, that made us feel really sad. We were like, damn, that's messed up,
Houston
and that's
was
really
awesome.
sad to see something like that happen.
This is before I had a new car.
And
So I could just be
hopefully
like,
what I would hope
whatever
is,
we do, wherever
hey,
we
we
go,
went
I'll
to,
pay
like,
for it. I don't
home,
care. You need gas in your car,
and the
I'll
guy
pay for it
called
because
his
you drive
bank
me
and got the
everywhere.
issue with Zelda, and
I
they
didn't have to
went
pay for
out
a
and had really
hotel.
nice dinner that
I had to
night.
pay
They
for a
were
rental
supposed to do.
car. Like, all right, well, the several
hope-
$100
Well, they
for
ended up
a
getting, like,
week in
McDonald's
Houston
cheeseburger dinner
would have been
because
spent
that's
on a
what I did
hotel
for
and a
Friday. That's really
car.
messed up.
Fuck that. I don't have to spend that. So you need gas in your car. You want to go here. You want to
So
go
anyway,
to Galveston, Texas. Want to go swim in
it was
the
really,
Gulf
really
of Mexico. You want to go
weird.
eat
I've
here.
never
You want to
seen
go shop
anything
there. You
like
want
that
to see a
happen
movie. Whatever. It's
before.
all on me.
Ever.
Fantastic trip. But yeah, after
It
the
was weird.
issue
Anyway,
in
so
South
we
Carolina,
came
I made
home,
sure to call the
and,
credit card company like,
we
hey,
had
I'm
a
going
good
to
day. We actually
Houston.
ordered a,
Anything within like a 200-mile
sushi
radius,
dinner.
approve it.
Sushi got delivered, and it ended up being good. We actually have now found a place that if we order sushi, it gets delivered fast, and it's pretty consistent.
DoorDash sushi. They were out and about.
And we just pretty much relaxed.
So you were out and
We
about
watched,
driving,
someone,
drove past the
play
sushi place.
some Elden Ring.
Instead of stopping and
We
eating
switched
there,
over,
you had
we
it
watched
DoorDashed.
Some other
Dumbass.
shows, like we started watching, of all things, Shark Tank, but not the modern episodes. We're watching Shark Tank from like 2009, and this is such a weird thing to watch because basically it's like so outdated. You know, people go in there. Oh,
He does.
we have an idea for a combination MP3 player smartphone case with a wrap that wraps headphones around it. It's like in 2022,
Shark Tank
no
started
one
in
would ever
August
buy
9,
that.
2009.
Like we all every iPhone and every first of all, there's no such thing as an MP3 player anymore. They don't even exist. And every iPhone and smartphone has
Yes, they
their own
do. You can
cases
still buy
now
them.
that are made for them. The whole headphone thing isn't even an issue anymore because everyone has wireless headphones and stuff. But it's just funny to watch this thing. Like, this was supposed to be, oh, we want to start a company in 2009 and we need funding from these investors to start a company. The company would have literally tanked within like 4 years of starting if they even made it because the idea was so outdated so quickly. So anyway, watching Shark Tank old episodes is actually quite intriguing because you get to see some of the weirdest shit from like a decade and a half ago that today is completely just never would fly. And sometimes the investors even take it. Oh, I like that idea. Really? Okay. Let's see how that panned out. Anyway, so we had a more relaxing day.
Yeah,
In
I
reality,
don't
for
like
us,
the
day
wireless
went
headphones
really
because they
well.
will die on you.
We did hit all our appointments and things that we had.
That
as you
and
can see,
I still kept
we got
a
nice,
pair of
clean haircuts for the spring.
corded
Which felt
ones in my
great. We
car.
had haircuts
Just want to go to the
in
mall or
January.
someplace that has like
Get
those
a
people in
nice,
the middle that try to
clean
bother you.
haircut.
Put
Makes you
them
feel
in.
good and
I had the
refreshed.
thing go into my
And,
pocket so it's like it's connected to something.
Didn't have
Walk
any
by
issues
them,
with
ignore 'em.
traffic or whatever, pretty much, which sometimes is an issue when we're driving around. It was a good day. We had a
Yeah,
really
I select
good
MP3
day
player
off.
with
Okay, And by the
The
way,
actual
all the
headphones,
freaking
because
game news
A
happened.
double-A battery
my
or
day
two of
off
them,
to
depending
talk
on the
about
size of your
on
MP3 player, is
today.
going to last a
So I
lot
was like, oh,
longer
a good amount of stuff to
than
talk
little
about tomorrow.
earbuds.
So it was a good day.
And like,
overall,
oh
I had a
no,
good
you
time.
lost internet
Alright, so first
connection,
day off,
or
a big
you're inside of a
success.
building, so you don't get that good of a connection. Well, there goes your Spotify.
me.
There goes your Amazon Music.
Woo.
There goes your
No,
Apple
I can't stop
Music,
burping.
or whatever.
It's disgusting.
You have an MP3 player.
Excuse me.
Doesn't matter what
Okay,
the signal is,
so,
because it's on your MP3
Ladies
player.
and gentlemen, let's talk about the schedule for the week, because this week is definitely a different week and a weirder week than a usual week. And I want to explain that up front to everyone so everyone understands what's going on and there's no misconceptions and no confusion and people ripping you. Oh, where's Phil? Where's Phil? He's not streaming today. When in reality, I am streaming every day. It's just that my schedule is changing a little bit. Okay? Okay. So let's talk. Today, it's a full day of gameplay streaming. We got Ghostwire Tokyo on the first stream. And let me tell you guys something. The game is definitely growing on me. Every time that I play, it gets better. Last stream was really good. I unlocked 2 new abilities. The water waves, which is kind of like almost a shotgun blast. And then also the fire ability, which is kind of like using a rifle or almost a long range weapon. It's very powerful when you get low ammo. So I'm unlocking all of these different abilities in the game.
I couldn't imagine
I'm having a good time.
driving by a
Now, today,
sushi
I think
restaurant
we're gonna
going,
continue
we
on
should
this
DoorDash from there
exploration,
later.
doing more
Like,
story-based
just
stuff.
stop there and eat there. In fact, that's where I went yesterday with my friend.
Is definitely my audience is torn on the game.
I don't eat sushi. I've tried a bunch of different kinds of sushi. I can't stand any of it.
Is actually
But he loves it, so we went there and I got
different,
my
original.
Yeti
It's
udon
the
noodles with
idea
beef.
Of an open world exploratory game, but it adds supernatural elements and horror. But it also
I actually have
adds
greased it a couple
interesting
times. In
gameplay
fact, my
elements.
bottle of W40
It's unique.
is right here next to me. Last time I had to use it was on my
It's refreshing and fun. And thank you
snowblower.
for playing this game, because you had only been playing Elden Ring pretty much for almost a month, and we finally got that broken up by something different, and we
What do I
appreciate
do
that
with
very
a
much.
bottle of
Okay.
cutting fluid?
And then there's
My
the other
W40, I
half.
got my
The other half
Ultra
is
Duster
like,
air
wow,
spray.
this game is
Where
not
is
exciting
my
like Elden
starting
Ring.
fluid?
This game is boring because it's not Elden
I'll
Ring.
find it somewhere
wow,
eventually.
only Phil would be playing more Elden Ring. Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden fucking mother.
Because you should
son
be.
of
It's a
bitch.
great game.
Ring.
You should be
And I
playing
get it.
Elden Ring
Elden Ring is a
24/7.
good game, and you guys want to see me play more of Elden. Oh, that's the wrong thing. You want to see me play more of Elden Ring? I totally get it. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing else.
There is nothing else.
planet
Get over
but
it.
Elden Ring. It doesn't mean that I ignore everything else going on in gaming outside of Elden Ring. Okay? And being quite frank with all of you, playing Elden Ring every single day as the mainstream.
As you should
I
be.
get burnt out on it. There's some days I was feeling like exhausted after playing it so long. You know?
Exhausted from playing video games. You are going to
I
die
definitely
before
feel
you
like
turn
we're
50,
doing
DSP, if
varieties
you're
right.
exhausted
You
from playing
guys
video
asked me
games.
overwhelmingly to stop playing Elden
Adachi
Ring
with the
every
French
day because
toast.
you
Holla
like
holla.
it. Okay. So I am. But it is disheartening, and here's why. When I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo, which I feel is a really good game, it's getting better than
Terrible
what I played,
JDX.
okay? And there's definitely an audience for it, because a lot of people are telling me we're happy you're playing it. It's different. Basically, what's happening is I start playing the game, and immediately viewership drops after the pre-stream podcast ends, and then it goes down like 200 viewers, if that. And I can barely maintain a 200 viewer stream on a main stream, and people are telling me it's not you, it's the game. What about the game? Visually, it's stunning. It looks much different from other games. The gameplay mechanics are different. They're more refreshing than, say, just a first-person shooter or an open-world first-person RPG. They're very different, in fact. The story, completely unique.
Yep,
A
Elden Ring is going
supernatural
to save the
element
channel, guys.
to the game, and all these side stories that have little
I
things
thought
like
Moon Knight didn't
kingdoms
come
and
out
ghosts and
until the
things.
31st.
Can you please
Eh,
explain to me?
yeah, we'll check it out
outside of
today
the
or
fact,
tomorrow.
There's one
I was
thing,
planning on watching it tomorrow.
one thing that I feel the game maybe could be a little bit repetitive: the exploration aspect. You're in an open world, and there's shit all over you gotta collect. Whether it's you're saving the souls of the people that are floating, whether you're collecting items, you know, to feed the dogs or feed the cats, or you know, talk to the shrine. Now you upgraded your ability or whatever it may be. There's definitely the whole collectathon feeling when it comes to the game, and that I understand is maybe the
YouTube running
one
ads telling you
element
that Moon Knight episode
out
1
of
is out.
all the things in this game that people could say that's kind of repetitive and been done to death. But outside of that, the game combines
Is Stranger
so
actually a
many
Souls-like
different,
game,
interesting,
or
and unique elements. What exactly is it about this game that you don't like? And the funny part about it
The
is
streamer?
no one can
Haha.
answer my question. They say things like incoherent.
3 new
options
episodes of
like
Young
that.
Justice
Well,
out
it's not
tomorrow.
interesting.
Why do they keep chopping them up like that? It's so
I
weird.
literally just described 5
Instead of doing
things.
one a week
you
or
don't
something, it's like,
find
no,
the
we're
game
going to go 2
interesting.
months, release 3 episodes.
Okay.
Wait
now I
3
gotta ask
months,
you this question.
release 5 episodes. Wait a month, release 3
Why
episodes.
is Elden Ring interesting? Okay? We've
Because
reached
Elden
the point
Ring
in
is
Elden Ring right now
badass.
where I'm in an open world aspect again. We're not in
Zocton, how's it going?
or legacy style dungeons anymore. We're in open world exploration. I'm fighting enemies that are weak as shit, not because I'm over leveled, but because the game has so much content. You end up being over leveled.
No, you're
I
over
didn't
leveled.
purposely make it this way. The game made it that way. It's actually, in my opinion, one of the things about Elden Ring that's a game flaw. There's too much mid-game content to the point where you're going to be over leveled no matter what you try. You're just going to be.
But I thought you said you weren't over leveled.
The middle of the game is boring
But you are over leveled.
'cause
You
you're
just
too
said it.
over leveled for all of it.
Then again, so am I a little bit in a couple areas because I've been playing
As
so
I'm
much of
playing
it
Elden Ring,
and
I'm
doing
realizing
everything.
More and more of the enemies are being completely overused and just redone over and over and over. Every dungeon, even a unique dungeon, I just finished a unique dungeon. The boss I had already fought. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this the boss of the dungeon? I already fought him. Doesn't even make sense. To the point where I'm starting to heavily criticize the game and say it seems like about halfway through they gave up. Really, it seems like halfway through the effort that was put into Elden Ring has kind of fizzled out because it's just the same shit over and over. No matter where I go or what I do, maybe it looks a little different, but you're going to fight the same enemies, the same bosses, the same fucking shit. But somehow Elden Ring is the best game I've ever seen, and
It
10
is.
out of 10,
Fuck
and
you.
Phil should play this every stream. What are you talking about?
It already won Game of the
Really?
Year because Breath of the Wild 2 got
What I'm
pushed to
liking
2023.
To
Because the
balance
creators of Breath of the
different
Wild
styles
are
of
playing
games,
Elden Ring too.
Okay?
but
To balance
I'm...
Ghostwire with Elden Ring, it makes it work. As opposed to me just playing Elden Ring or Ghostwire constantly, then maybe we get bored of them.
Stranger is
But me
Neo and
alternating
Dead Souls
between them,
combined? Ooh,
you know what I'm
that sounds
saying?
really good.
And what gets me about this is no one can justify the criticism. Oh, it's boring.
There you go,
Why is it
Zanky.
boring? It just is. That's not an answer. Here's what it is.
Cinnamon
It's
Toast
called
Crunch
hype,
cinnamon on
ladies
it.
and gentlemen. You
Oh,
ready
I'm
for
a little
this?
jealous
Now
of
I gotta be
Dachi.
real with my audience. It's called hype. When Elden Ring sold over 12 million copies within a week, and when everyone went nuts
That's what
for
I
the
just
game,
said, John Doe.
all right, everyone
I'm
was Elden
over
Ring,
leveled.
Elden Ring,
He's like,
Elden
I'm not
Ring,
over
Elden
leveled,
Ring.
guys.
Okay, I get
Yes,
it.
you
That was
are.
a month ago. The game
So is a
came
lot
out
of people
in
because there's
February,
so much to
all
do and
right?
so much
I'm
to
not gonna
see.
just fucking play Elden
No
Ring
trouble
all
taking
year
the back
long.
street.
I like Elden
Never
Ring.
know if you don't go.
I'm going to continue to play Elden Ring. That doesn't downplay other games because the other games don't have hype behind them like Elden
Now I
Ring
finally
does
made it
or
to
did.
the
Okay?
giant mountaintop
What people
area,
need to do
according to
is
King
wake
Bean.
the fuck up.
It's
and
gonna
stop buying
ramp
the
up
hype
from there.
so much that you literally just talk about one game endlessly and then demand that everyone just play the game. Seriously. All right? Horizon Forbidden West was not a perfect game. I had many harsh criticisms for the game.
You skipped
But
70%
that
of
game
it.
is a much better game than people have made it out
You-
to be. Only
You
because
watch a
Elden
guy
Ring
to
came out
show
a
you
week
how
later,
to beat the game
and
in a
now all
straight
anyone wanted
line,
to do
and
was
that's
talk
what you
about Elden
did.
Ring, and that game actually
You
doesn't
walked in a
exist
straight
anymore,
line,
right?
ignoring
It's
all the
actually
side
funny now because
content.
It's been over a month later, and over a month later, now people are like, oh, actually, Horizon's good, but we didn't talk about it for like a month because we were playing Elden Ring. But it's like, well, now you're done with Elden Ring, you finally went back and you realized the game is good, huh? Maybe you should have fucking pulled your head out of your ass and actually fucking played more than one game at once so that you could have seen the reality of things, because now, sadly, Horizon didn't sell. Horizon sales were up here, and then when Elden Ring came out, they went to the toilet and haven't come back. This is going to end up being a game that's an actual sales failure.
No, it's
because of
not.
hype.
No, it's not. Let's see. Horizon.
And again,
Or
I'm not saying
Forbidden
Horizon's the best game
West
ever.
sales.
Far from it. I was very critical of the game, but still, I'm so tired of the hype cycle dictating to gamers, this is what's good, this is what you want to see, and everything else
That's from like
sucks.
February. We need.
Okay? How about this?
Closer.
You ready? If Ghostwire Tokyo or Horizon Forbidden West, okay, or any other game for that matter that came out in the last month,
Fucking go away, pop
came
up.
out either much later this year or much earlier before Elden Ring, none of you would be saying these games are boring. You wouldn't. You would not. It's the, oh, there's no hype behind it. Oh, there's no
I mean,
oh,
numbers,
when Phil
not
plays
percentages.
Ghostwire Tokyo, there's no chance that he could actually die a bunch of times to a boss.
And not
and
from
rage and
fucking
shit like that.
February. Something
You know?
modern, March.
It's fucking bullshit. The game's good, and I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say, well, because it's not.
Yeah, it's
casting
all
out
from
with that
February,
mainstream
talking
view
about,
audience.
oh,
I'm not
hey,
gonna play
or,
the game.
oh, it's gonna be going on
ridiculous. I like the game.
sale.
The
Like,
game
I
is
don't
good.
want
It's different. It's refreshing.
sales
It's
numbers. Let's
and
try
by the
sales
way,
numbers.
most of my audience asked for variety, and that's why I gave it to you. Okay, so what I would say is, if you're one of these people who's like
Unqualified
"Man,
success.
I'm just not going to check out this
You're one of the
game
most successful
because
new properties
it's not
of the
Elden Ring."
decade.
You got to pull your head out of your
The
ass.
sequel
man.
is a terrific
It's
follow-up.
not, there's not just one game a year. You know, there's just not. And you have to broaden your horizons and give other games a chance. And what's funny is, those who actually are checking out this game seem to be liking it. They've come to a few, you know, and I say it's not as many. Like I said, I guarantee you when I start playing this game, the viewership on the pre-stream will drop today.
Everything's
Okay?
from
But
February. I need March.
those who actually give it a chance to stick around, they're like, that's actually pretty good. It got better. Like last stream, it got progressively better the more
No,
I
that's
played it. We had a unique boss fight
Here we're
where
doing.
I
We
got
need
unique new
modern.
abilities. We explored a whole construction site that was really neat, and then we went up a skyscraper.
Yeah, I can
through a
find
wall,
his
and we're fighting all
numbers
these
talking about
enemies and
how
the
from
story
February
elaboration.
or
Today we're gonna focus
the original
on
was one of the biggest sales with over 20 million copies.
I just find it like, how can you tell me that wasn't fun or interesting?
Terrible, Adachi.
Oh, it was boring. Why? Can't justify it. Just, it was boring. Well, you know what they say, okay? Here's what they say. There's a saying, and you should probably pay attention to it. It's pretty interesting. If
Oh, you're a fat sack
bored,
of shit.
then maybe it's you that's boring. Because in this world, there's all kinds of
Yes,
crazy,
you're
fun
boring.
things going on around all of
Holy
us. at
shit,
all
he
times.
finally admitted that
Things
he's
should
boring, not the
occupy
game.
you and take up your time. If you can't find something positive around you to say, "Oh, that's interesting," maybe you're the one that's fucking boring.
Yes,
maybe
you are
you're
boring.
the person who's such a one-track mind thinker that all you're looking for is one specific kind of thing, and if you can't get it exactly when you want it, oh, I'm so bored. The world is boring. You can't
I'm
please
not
everyone.
mentioning.
You just can't. And it's funny to me because right now, not only am I playing Ghostwire, I'm also playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land. How many people completely write off games because they're Nintendo first-party games? Oh, first-party Nintendo games.
400,000
those are
sold in
kids'
Japan
games.
from this
Those are
article from
cutesy games. They're not
February
meant to be
24th,
played
but
by
that's Japan.
adults.
We need 'em
Literally, I get people
worldwide.
coming by when I play Kirby. Why are you playing this? Aren't you going to be 40 years old? You're playing Kirby? Like, who's
Yeah,
the
I
immature
can't find any
person
sales
here?
numbers.
The person playing
But it's not a
it,
flop.
judging it at face value,
Forbidden West is
genuinely
not a
enjoying
flop.
it, or the person who literally is such dumb and immature.
Still sold
they've written
millions
the game off without even giving it a shot because
and
you think it's a
millions of
kid's game. You have this
copies.
weird preconceived notion, right?
To all the Rocks fans over the
Seriously.
world.
This is fucked up. That this is the mentality of modern gamers, and it actually pisses me off.
You're a child.
Because I'm trying to play a variety
40-year-old
of
man
games. I'm trying
child
to enjoy a
with
variety of
balloons.
games. After playing Elden Ring for a month, people told me to try different games, so I have, and now you're
Oh, you
telling
won't play
me
the
they're all
game
boring.
for probably at least
Well,
another 40
what would you like
minutes.
me to do? Would you like me to incorporate Elden Ring mechanics in every game? Would
Yes.
you like me to pump up the difficulty of every game to maximum?
Yes.
Put the lives down to
Play
minimum?
everything on hard.
Purposely
Bet
tell
you won't,
myself
bitch.
I'm only going to play with one button when I play these fucking games? Okay? Right?
The last Space Marine game, all I had to do is
I don't
press square to
understand
beat the
this.
game.
Everyone has this weird get good mentality.
My
and
friends
you
I make
don't
fun of that
overly
game because it's
challenge
like, oh,
yourself,
you mean
and
the
every
press
game is
square?
hyper
Yeah, but it's
difficult,
getting a
it's not
sequel.
good game.
But in the
Bro,
sequel, instead of pressing
there
square,
is
you gotta press
definitely space
triangle.
in the gaming world.
There
for
you
a
go,
wide
press
variety of
triangle, guys.
experiences, and that's what I try to put through on my streams. Just because right now Elden Ring is hot because it is the hyper difficult open world exploration game doesn't mean that every other game on the planet sucks. And the thing is, if you don't like it, that's okay. But then don't come crap on it and don't complain when I'm not playing the one specific game you want. It's such a ridiculous, entitled, over-the-top, demanding mindset to have on any content creator. And by the way, I'm not the only person who says this. Every major content creator will tell their audience this.
Hey, you're a
But
piece of
just because
shit.
it's Dark Side Phil saying it, somehow it's negative and it's toxic. No, it's not. You, if you have that mindset
He's writing about
right now,
people
are a
calling him a
fucking
children's
idiot.
entertainer because he is.
You judge me unfairly because you think that Phil is an internet meme to be made fun of and derided. Fuck you. If
But
that's
you
the case,
are.
I don't need you here, and you can leave, and you can go off to your toxic fucking place where you like to hang out, where half the time you're probably there anyway with the illegal restreamers and shit. Go off and hang out with them, and don't come back.
Hi, DSP.
Okay?
Welcome to the
Don't
Legal
come back.
Restreamers, guys.
I want to have fun with my viewing audience. And the truth is, okay, if you come and chill with me and you have a good time with the games that I'm playing, no matter what it is, that's a positive relationship. That's okay. I'm here to have fun with Phil. One day he'll play Elden Ring. It'll be hyper challenging and he'll rage at how difficult it is. And it'll be hilarious to watch him fail and laugh at his rage. But then the next stream, he's playing Kirby and he's gelling and he's relaxing. And it's a different kind of vibe. And that's cool to see different sides of the same kind of content creator. But the bottom line is there's just so many people who are negative and toxic and
They're
pig-headed
negative
and
guys
one-track-minded
and
these days.
toxic.
They don't understand you can broaden your horizons and enjoy different kinds of content even from the same person. All right? And I'm going to be honest, I'm getting pissed at it. I'm tired of it. I want
No,
to
he
be able
jacked
to
it
have
on
a good
YouTube.
time with my audience no matter what
That's
kind
when
of
they saw
game
on
I'm
YouTube when
playing.
he jacked off in front of
People need
children.
to come here for the experience of enjoying different styles of game. Now I'm only here to shit on Phil constantly because I'm tired of the shitting. I really am. It's okay to shit on me
More
when I'm
butt
playing
stuff.
Elden Ring. It's not okay to shit on every other game because it's not Elden Ring, and you can't shit on me because I'm not dying every 5 seconds when I play Ghostwire or when I play Kirby. It's just not acceptable behavior anymore. All right? So enough is enough. I'm not going to take this overwhelming negativity and this big toxic feeling that I get when I'm playing games that aren't Elden Ring. If I see it, you're out. I don't want to put up any bullshit. I don't want to put any bullshit from any of these morons anymore. Okay? So, it's okay. If you really don't like Ghostwire Tokyo, fine. If you've actually watched it and given it a fair chance and said, okay, I don't find this particularly interesting, formulate that thought and tell me why. And maybe, just maybe, I'll listen and say, okay, maybe that makes sense. That's a valid criticism of why someone might not like the game. I like it, but you don't. I've seen none of that. Literally, I've seen none of that. The one criticism I can say of the game, it has that collect-a-thon aspect to it where you're open world exploring. You got to collect a lot of shit. Outside of that, everything about this game is unique and interesting, and no one can tell me a reason why it's bad besides, oh, it's not Elden Ring, it's not challenging enough, you're not dying every 10 seconds. So you're an idiot. Okay, thanks.
You're an
so
idiot if you don't watch
like the game
me get
because
my
you're
ass
an
handed
idiot.
to me.
I understand.
Right, Jesse Green?
Thanks for that justification, because that's exactly what you're saying if that's how you say it. Okay? All right. So,
Yeah, well, this
I'm
will get a
going
week
to
without those
consider-
goddamn game boxes. I still
continue.
love, guys, I'm broke.
I'm
Here's
going
a
to
$600
continue
console. Here's a
to play
$500 console.
Ghostwire
Here's a
Tokyo
$400
and
console.
balance it with
Here's a
Elden Ring.
$180
It's
pair of
not gonna
headphones.
change. I would urge
But I'm
you,
broke, guys.
okay, please check out the playthrough of Ghostwire Tokyo. All right? If you have not, if you
Water's
have,
getting low there,
and
buddy.
you
Better
actually
go fill it with
formulated
more
an
gin.
intelligent opinion that you don't like it, great. Thank you for doing that. Please don't shit on the game constantly as I play it. All right? Come back later when I'm playing other games, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your ongoing viewership and support, but I'm just noticing an increasing number of really immature shitheads who are being negative whenever I'm playing something that's not Elden Ring, and I'm not tolerating it. Okay? Okay. Fair enough. So, here we go. Open world. Okay, nothing wrong about that, but he thinks it is. Not challenging combat. False. The combat, many times the enemies now are coming at me in waves. It's getting harder. I'm only in basically the first 6 hours of the game. What did you expect? The hardest difficulty at the beginning? You want Elden Ring. Okay. Collection simulator. That we talked about. ZZZ story. We haven't even gotten into the meat of the main story yet, and the side quests are actually interesting. Repetitive enemies in combat. Okay. Because we're in the intro to the game. We're actually
those
starting
tips,
to
guys,
see
it
more
really
interesting
does.
enemies now that are tougher.
But it won't
and
mention
more
them until
unique.
after the pre-stream
So what
is
you're
over.
telling me is,
At least
you
until it
watched
gets
me
to
play
the
for
shout-out
5 minutes,
section.
you saw something for 5 minutes that you thought wasn't Elden Ring, you didn't like it, so you left, because it's not Elden Ring. Okay, I got you. Thanks, JH, for your feedback there. Understand. Okay. No, it's not 6 hours in and still no story and no intro. I'm doing the side content as it pops up because there's been a lot of side content that are interesting stories.
And you're dragging it out
side mission
forever.
in Ghostwire Tokyo is its own unique scenario with its own side story. We had a situation where there was a hoarder.
Yep, Jesse,
and that
it's
hoarder was
7 days from now, so he's
ravaging
got to start his
their house
birthday
in the
week.
neighborhood. It was actually in their afterlife sucking in ghosts. And you had to go in there and you had to defeat, I believe it was one of the yokai demons or whatever, and then you could beat the guy, and then basically the neighborhood was freed. We had a situation where there was a Kappa demon. Remember the Kappa demon, which was supposed to be the turtle demon, that I guess had somehow trapped the spirit of a boy, and we had to use a cucumber to lure it out and stuff. There's little interesting mini stories. They don't take more than like 5-10 minutes, but they're actually interesting. However, they do hold you up from doing the main quest line. This to me is like you're telling me if I was playing Skyrim, okay? I'm playing Skyrim, and instead of doing the main story, I go off and I do all the side missions that are popping up. Oh, well, Phil, you're 6 hours in and there's still no main story yet. Well, it's because I did all the side missions and they were good. Oh, well, there's still no main story yet. You see what I'm saying? The criticism doesn't hold up. It literally doesn't. The criticisms you're levying against this game are bullshit. If you can give me a
That's
valid
bullshit,
criticism
guys.
of the game
Just
besides
give me
the
money no matter what
which I
game I'm
agree,
playing, guys.
then I will definitely consider it. I'm hearing things that make no sense because you like other games like Skyrim. That's okay,
Oh,
but now
good
there's a new
point,
game. Oh,
Wiser.
no,
How much money is mommy and daddy going to send him for his 40th birthday?
Just fucking admit it.
Honey, you only got
Seriously.
6 more years of your 10-year plan to get a job, but it's your 40th birthday, so we had to get you something.
Okay. Anyway, I think I'm
Man,
done
the
ranting
10-year
about
plan
this
is
now,
dead because of
seriously.
COVID.
So, today I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo, all right? I hope you'll stick around and give it a shot. I guarantee you if you do, we'll have a good time. If you're actually here and you talk with me and we engage as I'm playing the game and we have a good interactive time together, you'll likely enjoy the game in the stream and say, wow, that was pretty stupid that everyone was kind of being so judgmental about the game. I wish they had given it a shot. The bottom line is a lot of people don't. They watch 5 minutes of it. They say it's not Elden Ring. And then they say fabricate a bunch of bullshit about the game. And then they leave. And that's the end of it. You know, oh, now my viewership's at 200. Well, I can't make people have fucking attention span.
Well, usually you stop your birthday.
The game so far is quite good. Maybe it will
stop
change.
at-
Maybe it
oh,
will actually get
never.
boring and not as
You never
good
have to
long
stop
term.
it because you
Right
never
now, I'm having
started.
a blast with the game and I can't wait.
Even
to
like,
play
oh,
more.
it's my
Sorry
Sweet
that I have to kind of defend
16.
the game. It's
You
so
still get
silly.
a
Do I work
day,
for
maybe a
Bethesda? Do I
weekend.
work for,
You might get a
Miyazaki?
weekend if it's your
No.
Sweet 16 or something.
No, excuse me, not Miyazaki.
Only
Mikami,
DSP
Shinji
does a
Mikami,
birthday
right?
week.
I don't work for him, but I have to defend his fucking game.
Because DC
people
animated movies
being
are great.
dicks. And it's like, Jesus, why can't people just be fucking logical instead of have well, Elden Ring, shut the fuck up. I like Elden Ring too. It's not everything I do and it's not my fucking life. Stop letting a game
You don't
absorb
like it, you hate it.
so fully that you just want to see one person play one thing all day. Oh my god. Anyway, so that's the main stream. I'm excited for more Ghostwire Tokyo, and I hope that you'll give it a shot. Really, okay? Tonight on the late stream, want to talk about something different? Kirby and the Forgotten Land, ultimate chill game, but it combines all these great elements from games such as Super Mario 3D World. It has RPG elements with the leveling system. It has really cool puzzles. The one shortcoming of the game is the graphics. It runs on the Switch and it runs crappy. It gets choppy sometimes. And I don't understand that Nintendo thinks this is acceptable. But outside of that, this is probably the best Kirby game I've ever played. I'm having a great time with it, and those who actually are attending the Kirby streams are liking them too. I hope you'll give that a shot tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. And if you're looking for chill, that's where you're going to find it.
You're going to find
That's
me
where you're
chilling
gonna
with
find
Kirby,
ultimate amount of interaction
guys.
with me,
So you should
having
show
a
and
good
give me
time,
more
just sitting back,
money.
relaxing, and gelling with the game. Okay? Now, for those of you who want Elden Ring, you're getting it tomorrow. I'm doing a major stream of Elden Ring on the main stream tomorrow. We're going to have progression.
Right now, I have nothing
now,
planned for tomorrow, so I'll probably be doing Elden Ring tomorrow as well. I'll just be starting way earlier than he does, because I get up way earlier than he
Went down
does.
to a lake and did a bunch of optional stuff. Then we went up to this big legacy optional dungeon, and we just fought a boss.
Exactly,
It was
John
insanely
Dove. If you
underwhelming
liked
because I
Elden
already
Ring, you need to
fought
play
him.
more of it
I don't
because it's
understand
bread
how you
and
have a
butter.
giant legacy
And makes a lot
dungeon
more
that's
money.
supposed to have a story behind it, and the boss is someone that they threw at you earlier in the game. It didn't make any sense. It was really poorly game designed. Just being honest. The more I play Elden Ring, the less I'm liking the game design in this second half. It seems like they ran out of ideas. Okay? But let's see. Maybe there will be more interesting stuff. Okay? So I hope you will join me for that tonight. Or tomorrow. Excuse me. That's the main stream tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night, Thursday night, there is no late night stream. I'll explain why in a minute.
Are you going to play your day
It's
stream
gonna be
longer?
another full day of Ghostwire Tokyo and Kirby. Saturday, Elden Ring will be the main stream again, and there will be no late night stream. Okay?
You're taking
Now, my
Saturday night
plan
off to watch
are that I will still
WrestleMania.
be here Sunday and Monday, so that would make it a 6-day streaming week for me. Tuesday would be my day off, and then I return on Wednesday. That's my big birthday bash marathon celebration. Okay? Let's talk about that. So, Sunday and Monday, if things go according to plan, Sunday would be a full day of streaming, again, probably Ghostwire and Kirby, and then Monday would probably be Elden Ring and maybe some Skyrim to end the week.
I love he's taking the
But I
first day of
can't guarantee
WrestleMania off.
that.
But he doesn't
Because
care about
here's what's
wrestling
going
anymore,
on.
guys.
The reason I need to take the night streams off this week is because I need to do my taxes. Usually, I
Bullshit.
work on my taxes in February, okay? This year was a monstrous exception because if you didn't notice, this is one of the busiest gaming years ever in the early year. Never before have we seen this many high-profile AAA must-play games early on, and the games were insanely lengthy. Whenever have I played a AAA game and said, oh, I'm 70 hours in and we're halfway through? Maybe Persona 5. That's about it. So we're in a very unique situation right here.
You can easily put 70 hours into Skyrim and only be halfway through
We're
if
in a
you play
unique
it, right?
situation right here where because of that, I haven't had a chance to take any time away from my streams. I've been streaming nonstop for 2 straight months with 1 day off a week to do my errands and stuff. And I haven't had any extra time to really take away. And by the way, I'm backlogged. It's not even like, oh, I'm finally now in a situation where I caught up. I'm backlogged. I didn't play WWE yet. I skipped Strangers of Paradise. People want me to go back to Dying Light 2. Lego Star Wars comes out this week, and I'm purposely not playing it yet. You see, I'm so backlogged. So I have to take time away to do this. I have to. It's required of me.
Then do it on your day off.
The feds are going to be
Or
on
do it
my ass
between
if I don't.
streams.
So I got to
Or
work
do it
on
after
a
your
couple
late
nights
stream.
this week. What I'm hoping.
You're up until 3 o'clock in the
tomorrow night,
morning.
Saturday night.
So So end your
enough
late
time
stream at
to do it
10.
and get it done and get the data.
And get the
time
shit done.
Tax guy and everything's good. But it may not go that way because it all depends. And this year it's actually getting harder for me because there's other factors involved like the identity theft and shit that happened to me last year. All this stuff. has
There
to
was
be
no
factored into
identity
the whole
theft.
equation, and it may take even longer than
There
usual.
was no identity
So what I'm
theft.
thinking is I'll leave even another
You're a
night open
jackass.
if I need Monday night open as another night to sit down and do the you know all this data gathering and
I hate this idiot.
I will
Come on,
purposely
man.
do Monday night
Do you
open
want to
as
play
much
the
as possible.
fucking game?
Okay, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so the week is Ghostwire and Kirby, Elden Ring, Ghostwire and Kirby, Elden Ring, and if everything goes according to plan, Ghostwire and Kirby and Elden Ring. But there's no guarantee because we might actually have to have other things happen there. Okay, we'll see. All right. Now let's talk about my big birthday celebration exactly 1 week from today. Okay, 1 week from today, I'm doing a marathon. That marathon. will
No,
be one of two
marathon,
things.
not
Either
DSP.
I will do a series of Game Pass games on the Xbox Series X, games that I've already started up and you guys have enjoyed. Games such as Serious Sam 4, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, possibly I Am Fish or Outer Wilds. That's just to name a few because I got like 5 or 6 different Game Pass games on there that would be available to be played. Now, the good news about this is there would be massive variety, okay? But the bad news is it would take away from me doing all the normal playthroughs that I've been doing, and it's just going to put me further into a backlog, all right? The other option is that I can play all the games I've actually already been playing and play them in segments so that I make progress in everything, and that would include Elden Ring, Skyrim Anniversary Edition, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Kirby, all right? Those are the 2 options. There are no other options. Those are the 2 we're going with. We have a week to figure this out. What I would like to do is take in your feedback on what you would like to see. I can tell you right now, it's a split right now. I talked about this a couple days last week, and people were on both sides. Some people were like, man, you're doing enough of the games you're doing. Do some variety. While others are like, dude, you're not doing enough of the games you're doing. You're just going to put yourself into a bigger rut. Play the games you've already been playing. And I'm seeing different rationales on either side. So, let's see what happens. Okay? Let's see what happens and we'll go from there. Fair enough. But give me your feedback. That will help my decision. Now, something else that's happening that day is Feasting with the King, where I sit down and have a full meal with you guys.
A Feasting
Usually
with the
some cuisine that
King?
I'm not used to eating. Or
Wow,
something
what
that's
a
like out of the
different and
ordinary for
unique
me.
idea.
The options will be as follows: Thai food, Vietnamese food, barbecue. Those are the 3 options this time. So we will have a big poll.
Barbecue and get
You
the
guys will
messiest
vote
thing
on this
possible
poll on
so
the
he just
community
makes a
tab with
huge
DSP
fucking
Gaming
mess.
Starting later
Ribs.
this week. All right,
Get him
not
some
yet.
ribs. There's
We're gonna have
the
a meal a little
bones are
bit
still in the
later on in
ribs,
week towards the weekend.
guys.
You guys will vote and we'll see what cuisine you want. And then live, first thing when we start up that marathon on my birthday, we will order food together. And see how it goes. And hopefully we'll see what, you know, the way I see it, think of all the different things. Thai food, man, they got some really good noodle dishes, fish dishes. It could be a good variety of stuff. Vietnamese food, pho is outstanding. I've never had a banh mi sandwich, but I've heard many great things about it. I would love to try that. Barbecue, are you shitting me? Everyone loves barbecue, and there's so many different things you can get from a barbecue-style restaurant. Chicken, ribs, you know, different kinds of
Go
meat
for
cuts,
barbecue and get
mayonnaise,
some
all
ribs in
kinds
there.
of stuff.
It'll be
Oh my
so
God.
messy.
And the sides.
You'll be freaking out the entire time. I love it.
Interesting.
Great idea,
We'll see what
DSP.
happens, but that poll will go live later this week. Okay, and
Cheers, Squeak.
if all goes according to plan, my wife will be making me a birthday cake for my birthday, and we'll be having that first.
You mean
piece of
buying
cake
one
together
from her
live on
job?
stream as well. All right, so let's see what happens. Hopefully, things go according to plan over this week, and I'll be able to let you know a little bit more about, like I said, how things are going with what games we're going to be playing, when the poll's going live, and all of that.
Love it. His wife's
okay?
going to buy him a cake from her job.
All right, one final thing. All right, one final.
Give me
thing.
money.
We're at the end of March.
So you
That
guys need to
means
give me money.
April's right around the corner. And a new month means a new goal for memberships. This month, we didn't even...
Wow, you
did
never went
guys
up
even
at
know
all.
that? I didn't even have a goal for memberships. People were like, well, what's the goal? I don't know. Maybe we'll just do viewer's choice or whatever. To be honest, I was very, very demotivated this month about memberships.
'Cause you're a
Everything else
bitch.
was great. Engagement, views, everything else was
And
good.
NYC
Support was
dropped out,
outstanding
so
this
no
month,
more
don't get me
sock
wrong.
accounts to prop you up,
But
huh?
This, I don't know what to do with this because YouTube won't help me. If YouTube won't
It's
make an
YouTube's
effort
fault,
to
guys,
make
not
it
mine.
for streaming, I can't do anything about it. I've basically exerted as much as I can out of that
Carolina
service,
Reaper
and
wings.
I feel like I've hit a
Ooh.
wall. So, based on your feedback,
Yep. Fuck the goals from last month.
okay, I am going to be doing something completely different in April.
Multiplayer.
Something you'll never expect, something completely outside of my comfort zone.
Promise
I've never done
multiplayer.
before, and it's going to be the goal if we hit the members goal for April. If this does not motivate people to become a member,
Multiplayer.
I might actually
And then
give
deny
up.
it.
I mean that. Like, this is the most
Please.
different and original thing
Please.
that I've ever offered for a goal on any
Multiplayer,
of my content or
and then
streams.
deny it.
Never before have I done this. So if this does not work and motivate people to become a member, I literally don't care anymore. There's nothing I can do outside of this to do better, I feel. Like, this is kind of pushing it. All right? So, you might be
Please.
saying, well, what are you talking about?
Please promise multiplayer and then
I'm not
don't do
telling
it.
you yet. I'm not. I'm literally not telling you yet. I will prepare an announcement for later this week.
He's
when
actually gonna
April
pay the
1st,
bills?
April 2nd, well, actually in April, so it makes
No way,
sense.
DJ
When I
Runo.
announce it, I'm sure people will be shocked. Let's put it that way. So, I will let you know later on this week, and hopefully this will actually motivate people to become a member. Now, by the way, someone asked me a question the other day that kind of confused me. They asked the following. Phil,
How come you
do
suck
you
at life?
think that I should become a member now? Because if I become a member now, would that help for next month's membership goal? Yes. I can spoil for you guys right now. The membership goal is exactly what it is right now, 400. That's not going to change. I want to hit 400 members here on DSP Gaming. The most I've ever had was 391. That's when we topped, and then it dipped this month, and I couldn't find a way to motivate anyone else to become a member because there's nothing else to offer, all right? At least in the realm of what was reasonable at that time. Now I came up with an idea that I think would be something that you guys would want to see, or in general, people would want to see, and we're going to try it, and we're going to see what happens.
Multiplayer.
Okay?
Colin now
If
is
it
going to
works,
declare
I will
multiplayer,
motivate
but then not do it.
So that being said, I'll let you know in a few days. It will be 400. Now, if you become a member now, yeah, it helps. That number still goes up. This number isn't going to change, the 400. This number will go up. It helps. You can literally become a member now, and it will help for next month's goal. Okay, gets us closer to it.
Exactly,
Fair enough?
DB. I want to bitch about the bones and bitch about how sloppy it is.
There you go.
There's a
All right.
place
Hope I
near the
answered
mall,
your
I think it's called Famous
Now let's get to
Dave's,
the news, but I need to
where they have
open
sinks
my window 'cause
inside,
it's
like where you
haven't
eat.
moved on, and it's
Dude, I actually had to walk to the
here.
bathroom to
Sun's
wash up
out.
because
What a shock.
barbecue and shit
The
is
weather
so.
said today would be full clouds and rain, and it's full sun outside. I'm really shocked at that. These weather
Let's see what it is in Renton.
Genius.
But yeah, no, the food's so sloppy that yeah, it's just you have sinks inside of the restaurant instead of just having to go to the bathroom to wash up.
Much better now.
It's 51 degrees and
looks good.
cloudy.
When it works and when it doesn't,
20%
it
chance
falls
of
over, it looks
rain.
Stupid, but it is what it is. It's kind of the fun element of this month or this week that every time I sit
It's
down,
full
it's gonna
sun,
be-
guys. It's 51
All right,
degrees out.
We got 2 gaming news stories. All right. Sadly, I wish I had prepared on-screen graphics for you guys, but I did not, and I apologize in advance. I wanted to, and then I got caught up this morning doing
WWE
personal
champions.
stuff behind the scenes, like paying bills, and I unbanned a few people.
WWE champions.
And when I actually did that, I realized I ran out of time. I was like, oh shit.
WWE
I actually didn't have enough time to
champions.
freaking do the setup for the stream. So I don't have any graphics for you guys, but what I have is some data. All right. First of all, now I'm really pink. Like, I'm incredibly pink.
WWE
Because I now did this, so hold on, I changed
champions.
the lighting.
All morning, so we didn't have time to do anything. But it's not
There
my
we go.
fault, guys. It's
Whoa.
not my
Now I'm
fault.
dead again.
There's
Well,
nothing
I
to
can't- I'm
do.
just gonna leave. I don't even care. I'm just going to leave it on now. Okay. So. Whew. So, 2 news stories. The first major news story is that, ladies and gentlemen, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, if that's even what it's called, because it doesn't even have a name yet, has been delayed until spring of 2023. Now, there's a couple different schools of thought on this announcement. I'm going to give you my take first. All right. Then I'm going to tell you what the different takes that I've seen all over the internet in the last 24 hours. My take is, okay, good. If the game needs more time, please give it more time, especially because it's going to be a Switch game. We all know that these first-party titles do not look great on the Switch. I hope maybe this means they're polishing it more, they're putting more elements in, whatever it may be, make it a better game. Because the bottom line is, this game did not actually have a release date. It had an estimated time window of, oh, it's coming out by the end of 2022. That's not a release date, okay? That's an estimate. That's not a solid, it's coming out on this day. And when these games get delayed like this, I'm like, it's not a big surprise to me. If it had a solid release date, and then
all the places I
bumped,
usually go to
that's a
for
lot
barbecue,
more
they
shocking.
have
This
corn
one
on the
didn't
cob,
have
and it's
that.
delicious.
In addition to all of that,
Fucking love
this
it.
game didn't even have
Arkham
promotional
Knight for
footage or anything on the internet.
Luis.
Do we even know what the hell was in this game or what it's about besides it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild? We don't know anything about new gameplay elements. We don't know anything about anything. We see nothing. We're there. There hasn't been any official promotion for the game, nor any real expose on what's in it. It's just basic general guesses about what it's going to be. So when you tell me it's delayed, I'm like, okay. To be honest, I forgot that Breath of the Wild 2 was even slated to come out this year because we had heard so little about it. Good. If the game needs more
Barbecue
time,
lobster and
please give it more
crab.
time and make it a really outstanding game for next year.
Oh, that
I'm
sounds
totally okay with it.
delicious. I am so
I
peanut
think
butter
that would
and
be
jelly
the
right now.
rational take, the logical take. You know what I'm saying? Then I look at what the
That
internet's
sounds so good.
reactions. Like, one's, oh my God, they're delaying the game. I can't believe it. Nintendo has really lost their way. It's been too long since there's been a first-party major game, and there's been no Zelda in so long, and I can't believe they're delaying. This is disaster for Nintendo. Huh? No, it's not. Nintendo could release Zelda 20 years from now, and people would still buy it. Like, Nintendo is insulated from that kind of shit. Seriously, they are.
I mean, they
don't know
kinda
how
are.
they've built such an insane, rabid fan base, but I don't see that.
Have
as
they
a valid
finally released an
reaction
F-Zero game
for
after, what,
delaying the
20
game
years
at
after
all.
the last
Now,
one?
the other
They've been making
reaction
millions.
I've seen is, oh, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
You know, Rick
This
Sanchez.
means Elden Ring has, by default, won Game of the Year.
Because it has.
Even though it's only March.
It has no competition
Idiots
now.
are saying that. You can't make that judgment in March.
There's no
First of all, we don't
competition
even
left
know
for
what our
'em.
games are coming out this year. We do have a couple blockbusters slated, in particular, God of War Ragnarok.
Not gonna
right?
win.
So you can't make a giant.
Sorry,
statement
but
like
Elden
that,
Ring's gonna be better than
not
Ragnarok.
knowing what else is happening in the
Ragnarok
rest of
can be a great
2022.
game.
In
It's
fact,
not beating
we're
Elden
on the
Ring.
cusp or precipice of all the digital events actually starting to happen. That will
Probably got his notes written
explain
on there.
what else is coming out in 2022. How can you possibly make a statement like that Elden Ring is Game of the Year just because Breath of the Wild 2 isn't coming out? Oh, by the way, we didn't even know what Breath of the Wild 2 was yet. So let me get this straight. You're assuming that a game with no information, no press, and no promotion.
There's going to be a
was
heat
going to
between Breath of the
possibly be
Wild
the
2
only other
and Elden
game to
Ring.
contend with Elden
Well,
Ring for
Breath of
Game
the
of
Wild
Year.
2 coming out,
You knew
Elden
nothing
Ring
about it.
wins. Unless something really shocks the
This
world like
logical
Elden Ring
takes
did.
that I see on
I highly
fucking
doubt it.
Twitter and social media all the time, they're mind-numbingly stupid. And it's like,
Yes,
these
yes,
are
you are
mainstream
mind-numbingly
opinions at
stupid,
this point, because
DSP.
what happens is
That's just you.
journalists or
Just saying.
influencers say this dumb shit to their audience of hundreds of thousands of people, and they're like, yep.
Don't forget to hit that like button, guys.
You know, like the fucking Muppets from Sesame Street? Yep.
Yes, you are a
Put it all
Muppet,
up.
DSP.
Like,
You literally dressed up as a Muppet. Shut the fuck
for
up.
1 second about that statement before you just nodded in approval and with the googly eyes. Oh, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they've been hoping they
No.
don't come out at the same time as
Just
Breath of the
'cause
Wild
Breath of the
2.
Wild is delayed does
Gotta
not mean
avoid
Elden
that
Ring
game.
is Game of the Year for a million reasons. Is Elden Ring a groundbreaking game?
Yes.
That's probably the best game FromSoft's ever put out?
Yes.
Probably yes. Does that mean it's Game of the Year by default in March? No.
Yes.
Anyone with a brain knows that. But apparently a lot of people don't have a fucking brain.
The only real competition would be Breath of the Wild 2, and they dropped out.
Now, the
They
other
probably
news
realized,
story
oh shit, we don't want to compete against
came
that because
out
we
is
might
the big
lose.
one.
Fuck it, we'll
So
move
let's
to
take a
next
good amount
year
of time to talk about this.
and win it in next year.
Okay? Let's do it. PlayStation has finally announced
I miss F-Zero.
the highly anticipated new subscription-based services for Sony consoles. But then
Fuck's up with the narrow eyes.
you actually read what they are, and you're like, oh. So, first of all, let's go into it into detail. Currently, right now, Sony offers 2 different subscription style services for their consoles. There's one that's called PlayStation Plus, and essentially what this offers is online gameplay for all the games that you play, plus you get free games each month by the PS Plus freebies, whatever it's called.
There's so many pieces of
and it's
shit
very
on
limited. Every month it's like 2
YouTube and
games that are
Twitch and all the other
Okay.
interwebs. I had to choose which
That's
one's
it.
the worst
That's
deactivated
base.
account.
That's what PS Plus is at this point. Online gameplay and some free games every month. Now, they also sometimes
discounts.
offer discounts on certain games. There's been a few games that I bought because on PS Plus, I save a few bucks. Okay? That's current PS Plus. And if I'm correct, I believe the cost of that is like $10 a month. And then I think
$60 a year.
You can get an annual membership that's a little bit cheaper. Okay?
$60
Now,
a year
They also offer a service called PlayStation Now.
that no one used.
PlayStation Now is a service that was actually offered long before Xbox Game Pass, where they offer a library of games available for playing by various means. Some of them you can actually download and have installed on your current PlayStation console and play it as if, you own the game and it's right there on your console. Others have to be streamed, okay? In particular, any PlayStation 3 game has to be streamed on the PlayStation Now service. You don't have the ability to pre-download and play said game. I will explain about that in a moment.
Because the hardware for the PS3 was so weird,
currently,
they completely screwed that
there's
up.
no other thing available on PS Now. There's no, you get free new games every month or anything like that, like Xbox Game Pass offers. PlayStation Now is definitely a very different service from Xbox Game Pass, okay? So, what Sony announced is they are fusing the services together. There will no longer be a PS Now service. It won't exist. You're going to have a fused service with
There's so many of them.
different
Knocked down to like
tiers.
EDP44,
Okay, let's go through
whatever
all
his
of
name
them.
was.
Tier number 1 is called
The
PlayStation
Eagles
Plus
fan.
Essential, and basically it's exactly as if you have
Was
PlayStation
the one
Plus
I
right
must
now.
remember right
You get
now.
2 monthly free downloadable games.
Onision,
guaranteed,
another one.
exclusive discounts on certain games, cloud storage for your saved games, and online multiplayer access. And that's it. There's no other changes. The pricing stays the same. If you're a member of current PS Plus, everything's the same. Okay? Now, if you want to get an upgraded version of this kind of deal, including some of the services of PlayStation Now, there's 2 new tiers that will be available. The first tier is called PlayStation Plus Extra. So what do you get in Extra? Well, first of all, you get all the benefits of base PlayStation Plus, but it adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalog, as well as third-party partners. So it's PlayStation Plus, and you'll get a variety of on-demand games. Whenever you want to play them, you can play them, but it's PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 only. This does not include new releases. These will be games that have been out for a while, and then you will get access
That
to.
maybe you missed.
That's a major difference between
Like maybe
Xbox
you missed
Game
Fallout
Pass
4,
and this
you
this
missed Life is
program.
Strange,
They're
or
not
you
promising
missed
no new games.
Mirror's Edge
will be
Catalyst.
involved. You have to buy the new games still outright to play them
Code
at launch.
Vein.
Maybe if you wait several months,
Prey.
then they'll be added to this program. But as of now, there's no plans to do anything day one launch.
And there's so many games out there to play that
What's
people
the
don't have the
pricing
time for because they
increase?
don't live stream like he does.
$5 extra a month. So instead of paying the $10 a month that you're paying now for PlayStation Plus, it's $15 a month to get access.
Who the
to
fuck is paying for
400
it
or
monthly?
so
Pay for it
PlayStation
yearly,
4
it's way
and
cheaper.
PlayStation
It's like
5
half
older
price.
games. Okay. Now there is a third tier, and this is the tier that everyone is talking about. PlayStation Plus Premium. Asterisk. What they really like their asterisks. Okay? Provides all the benefits, but also adds up to 340 additional games, including PlayStation 3 games available only via cloud streaming, and we'll talk about that in a second. A catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 2, and the PSP generations. So essentially, Sony is confirming they are going to be able to emulate those games on PlayStation 4 and 5, which was never confirmed before. Previously, you could only play those older games on PlayStation 3. It was literally the reason I kept my PlayStation 3 around and now it doesn't work anymore and I can't play those games. Well, essentially, if you get the highest
I still got my
tier
PS3
here,
sitting there staring at me right
likely
now.
you'll be able to play a lot of the old legacy games again. Okay?
So I did unplug
Also,
HDMI from it because
offers
I
cloud streaming
moved it
access for
from
the
the
original
PS3 to my
PlayStation,
PC.
PlayStation 2,
My PC
PlayStation
up to my TV,
Portable, and
I just haven't
PS4
used my
games
PS3
offered
in
in the
years.
extra and premium
haven't
tiers.
needed to.
In the markets where PlayStation Now is currently available, customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and a PC. So essentially, you can stream a ridiculous amount of games. You can't download them all ahead of time. But if you want to use that streaming service, the cloud service that PS Now has always had, you can now use it on your PS4 and PS5, but only
exactly,
in
Derek.
markets
Like, my
that already
PS3
had
still
PS
works.
Now.
It
If
doesn't
you
because
lived in an
it's
area that
so much
couldn't do
dust and
PS
crud
Now,
in there.
you're
Gross.
shit out of luck. This tier essentially is almost worthless for you. Okay? And then lastly, time-limited game trials will also be offered in the tier, so customers can try select games before they buy. So you're not going to get full games on day one of release, but you may get a limited time trial. Like, for example, God of War, Ragnarok. You may get a 1 hour trial if you're part of this top tier, all right? And people might like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually getting the fact that you get to play a little bit of the introduction of any new game could convince them to buy the game. Now, the thing is, they used to actually offer demos for free. You didn't have to pay for them. Apparently, we're going back to the dark ages. We're back in the 90s. You had to buy a gaming magazine that had a demo disc in the magazine. So you paid.
That's what he does,
a
big
lot of people
boy.
paid to get the demo disc.
Boy.
They didn't even care about the magazine. They took that and they threw it in their bathroom and wiped their ass.
And
with
I'm gonna love it when those
they
balloons
only
are
cared about
dead.
having the demo disc.
Those balloons are gonna be
Okay.
dead before his
So,
birthday. I'm gonna love it.
It's like you're going back
Make me
to that.
sad
You're
and droopy
paying
just like
extra
him.
money a month to access to the demo. So this premium program, just listen again. PlayStation Plus, you get access to. Okay. Also, a library of PS4 and PS5 games, but they're older. You'll get access to. You'll also get access to a library of classic games from older consoles that could either be fully downloaded or streamed, with the exception being PlayStation 3. If you want to play any PS3 game, you must live stream it from the cloud. But this is only available in territories where streaming works. If you're
Hey,
not in a
Spaceman.
territory where streaming works, you can't get this feature.
This is Dark Side Phil, the guy who masturbates for the children, was not threatening to bitch slap
game
him.
demos for new games offered.
And like he's the
That's a
expert
lot
on
to
gaming.
absorb. There's a lot of information there. Now, excuse me, what I would say is, first of all, wait a minute. The big elephant in the room. Why can you
Uh-oh.
only stream the PlayStation 3 games?
Because of the cell
now
processing
over
that
the
they
years,
did for the PS3.
They essentially say the streaming
It's
still
the
doesn't really work
hardware.
that well. Yeah, every once in a while you get a game
It's
that's
a hardware
streamed, but
issue,
most of the time you get
which they should have
buffering,
thought about
you get
before they
errors,
did it,
graphical
but
glitches, you know,
it was what allowed them to make the best,
want to
quote-unquote,
download the
best
game first and play
console
them
at
off
the
your hard
time.
drive. You don't want to be live streaming the game. The technology still isn't there yet. We don't have enough consistency in the quality of internet to have a full-on streaming game service yet. Take a look at fucking Google Stadia and how that failed, right? So maybe long term it'll work, but now the whole streaming thing doesn't work. So why can't you play PS3 games non-streaming? Do you really want to know the reason why? Because it's pretty
Because
fucking
of the
funny.
hardware.
Because the PlayStation 3 is an engineering fucking disaster, which a lot of people said at launch, and then fanboys of Sony staunchly defended the console, even though the evidence was clear as day. When they engineered the PlayStation 3, they used this unique technology that absolutely no one wanted to use. Game developers themselves outright were saying this console is a nightmare to engineer for. We don't want to make our games on this thing because it's double the work of putting it on a PC or the Xbox 360. We don't know what the hell Sony was thinking when they did this, okay? It's so bad and so complicated. To this day, Sony refuses to find
Feels
a
like
way to
it's a Sweet
emulate their own
16.
games.
Think, boy. Hey, Demetrius.
It's true. People have found a way to emulate PS3 games, and apparently it's incredibly complicated, and Sony doesn't even want to deal with it. So they're like, well, sure, we'll emulate PS1, PS2, PS4, PS5, PSP, but fuck PlayStation 3. We're not going there. You have to stream or you get nothing. And that's pretty ridiculous because this was a good opportunity maybe for people to finally have that option, and now you don't have that option. it's confusing to me that this is what's happened. You are the company who owns
Fucking
the
LTG.
technology, and you're admitting the technology is too tough or too complicated for even you to emulate. You own it. You made it. And the era of PS3, I was very critical. Remember, that era of consoles, I was staunchly on the side of Xbox and the Xbox 360. Because
Xbox.
I felt the PS3 did so many things wrong. Yes, the engineering of the console was wrong. It made it too difficult for these companies to develop for it. Having the built-in Bluetooth was a terrible idea. Here's everyone on Xbox enjoying voice communications and party chat and teaming up and communicating when you're playing a game. Then you go to play a PS3 game online and you hear... And that's what it sounded like, because the Bluetooth fucking voice technology sucks ass. It always has. I don't know why Bluetooth became the norm for wireless voice communications. It sounds like shit compared to
I've
other...
never had that issue.
I remember trying to play online games on PS3.
I've
and it
never
sounded
had
like
that
people
issue.
Were sitting inside of a tin can that was sealed at the top, pushed into the dark corner of their grandmother's
Henley was
fucking
17 when he
closet,
started
and
talking
then, by
to
the
her.
way, they put the grandmother's house and buried it in 20 tons of sand. That's what it sounds like when you're trying to communicate with someone on PS3.
He was 17 and in high school when he started talking to her. Lucky you, Synthel.
Of course, let's not even get into the fact
Honk
that
World,
the
how's it
six-axis
going?
technology that was literally dumped within like 6 months of the console's launch because absolutely no one liked
Exactly,
it at all.
Robert.
There were
The
just
Red
so
Ring
many
of Death made
missteps
me
with the
not even go for the
PS3.
360.
Funny part was the console was a good console. And look at the games.
My
that came
PS3 is
out
still
near the
sitting
end of
there.
its life
Still
cycle,
works. I just don't have it plugged in.
Uncharted 2, The Last of Us 1, masterpieces. These games looked gorgeous on PS3 by the end of its life cycle. But it took a long time to get there because of all these hardships people had making games for it because they fucked up the console so bad. Okay? So what I find funny is that Sony literally saying, we'd love to give you what you want, but we're not even going to go there. It's too tough. You own it. You are the ones who should not have a hard time doing this. You can't do it. So anyway, I think the thing, and by the way, for some reason it cut off. Shit. Because I had the pricing in front of me of the higher tier without having the pricing in front of me. Oh wait, is this it? Yes, $17.99 a month. All right.
Or like
Yeah, $17.99 a
$99.99
month.
for the
If
year.
you get, I think, the annual membership. Okay.
Just
Of PS Plus Premium.
do the
essentially you're
yearly.
looking at like a $10 price point, around a $15 price point, and then about an $18 to $20 price point, depending on where you live. Because some regions it's actually more expensive to get the PS Plus Premium. Okay? So, if you break it down and you compare directly this new PlayStation Plus plan to the Microsoft plan, essentially with PS Plus Premium, you're paying $18 to $20 a month, while with Xbox Live, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, their highest tier, is only $15 a month. All right? Are you getting access to all these cool classic games? Yes. Are they promising you that those games run better? No. In fact, quite the contrary, they're just emulating them. In some cases, they're not even emulating them, they're just streaming them. They have not optimized any of these games to run any better on your PS4.
How do you
PS5.
know?
You're going to get essentially the same
Who told you that they're not
situation that I had on PS3
doing that,
when I was
DSP?
playing the classic games like Silent Hill 1 or the old GTA. Lag City. Your inputs are delayed. The graphics look like shit. Absolutely nothing's been updated. It's an old game running on new hardware. Old versus new does not work. It doesn't jive. It ends up having
It'll
a
bust
bad
out the
gameplay
bonk stick.
experience. Yet, this is what Sony is offering. Xbox went out of their way to take all their legacy titles and in most cases optimize them so they ran better on the modern consoles. Sony is not going that extra mile whatsoever. They're not even offering to
Well,
have
who
the
told
titles
you
run on
that?
the console. You got to stream.
I've not
your
heard
PS3
that.
game.
I've read plenty about this
Okay.
on Twitter. I've not heard that yet.
Now, that being said, let's directly compare.
Exactly like this game. He's acting
With
like he's the
Sony,
one who made
you get
it.
the online play. With Microsoft, you get the online play. With Sony, you get a library of classic games. With Xbox, you get a library of classic games. They don't run the same, but they're still offering libraries of classic games. Okay? With Sony, you get select games from the past and game demos. With Xbox, you get select games from the past plus full first-party games for free at launch. Now we start to see our first major disparity
Game Caboose.
between the two. And this seems
Yeah,
to be
those
the
are
major point of
The
contention.
big 4-0
because
guys.
A lot of people are
And
having
they're going to
a
be
big
dead before his
issue with
birthday
this.
next week. When are they going to show up
In
with different
addition,
balloons? No, they're the same
Sony is
balloons.
only able to
DSP,
offer
the original
games
was
that
gold, those are
kinda
red.
under their own
Shut up, they're
umbrella
the
or
same
third-party
balloons.
games that again are kind
It's
of
the lighting in
tied
the room.
with Sony. While Microsoft has spent a lot of time buying up game studios recently, so they've got Bethesda, they've got the partnership with EA, they've got a lot more games under their umbrella for Game Pass than PlayStation has right now. But PlayStation is actually going to charge more for their service than Xbox is. So you're offering less for more. No
Yeah, but the games are
full
better.
games at release.
Anything that comes on Xbox, I can get on PC.
Updated versions of old games. Can't even fully download the old games to your consoles. You understand what I'm saying? You are obviously the reason that Sony is doing this is because they're trying to compete. Now, you might say, well, maybe what they're doing is called business consolidation. And we already know that Sony had PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus separate, and maybe all they're trying to do is put those together. True, but why are they doing that? Because they're trying to make more money.
Wow, how dare they make money? By the way, guys, don't forget the tip.
So
We
what
got the
they're
gold to
thinking
put on my hat and
is,
vest.
Well, if you already have PlayStation Plus and you're paying the $10 a month for it, it's a no-brainer. You will just upgrade your membership for another $5 to $10 a month and get a ton of games available whenever you want to play them and other features like game demos and the like, all right? But they're not seeing the big picture. This new PlayStation Plus subscription service is not a valid competitor to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate at all.
And how do you know that?
It doesn't even offer most of the most attractive features. Great, I get to play your legacy games, but they still run like shit. Microsoft went the extra mile and upgraded them. Great, I get free game demos, but I don't get the games. I get them on Xbox. Okay? So, I definitely see a situation here where Sony is like playing catch-up, and they really don't have an equivalent service to offer. And what they're hoping is that because there are people who are so staunchly Sony, gotta do everything Sony, right? They really wish they were Nintendo in a lot of ways. People will just upgrade their service, and they'll just start giving them extra money every month for nothing. Literally for nothing. Because all the things they're offering were under PS Now, with a few minor exceptions like the game demos. Everything else was offered already. So you could have gotten PS Now and PlayStation Plus before, but now because they're smacking them together, they think, oh, you'll get it now. Because it sounds like it's one service, because you think this is the Sony Game Pass. It's not. This is not Sony Game Pass. So it kind of drives me nuts that they think they're competing. They're not. And some of the opinions that I've seen on the internet about this are some of the most laughably bad. And again, guess where they're coming from? Journalists, influencers. And I look at this and I'm like...
Not the influencers. I know how much he hates them.
All right, I'm going to read two of them for you. Just listen to this, word for word. I'm perfectly fine with subscription services not having day one new releases. I'm happy to pay for games that I want to play on release. And I'm happy to wait for others to hit subscription platforms later on. It's nice that Xbox does this, but Sony's platform will do just fine without it. Well, yeah. If there's a good game, I'm willing to pay for it at launch. But if there's a service offering me those games for free at launch for a subscription fee, and there's a giant value for me, that's better. Right? I mean, this is common sense. Again, this is common sense. I'm willing to pay for the games. Good for you. But if someone's offering to give you the game for something you already are paying way less for, go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to play it off like, oh, well, it's okay because the Sony games are good and I'm willing to pay for them. Good for you. But on the Xbox side, people are getting good games for free. So what does your statement have to do with reality? Besides the fact that you're trying
And
to...
in fact, yeah, Sony said they're not trying to compete with Game Pass. They're coming out with their own thing.
Right?
Because, yeah, they're consolidating.
You have no point.
They're having two separate services. They're going to have one
Apparently,
service. Get over it.
Competition and value is bad in the eyes of these Sony fanboys. Bad.
But they've
I'm
already
gonna
come
read
out
you another
saying
one.
that they're not competition. They're not competing with that. They got their own shit going on.
Game Pass
Unlike you,
completely
DSP.
transformed the
You
perception
have
of
nothing.
some gamers, and it's made them terribly cheap and entitled. It's a change
They're
that I
entitled,
personally
guys.
hate in our community.
Says the 40-year-old man
Gaming
with
is
party
all about
balloons and
supporting the
party
game that you love
sound
and
makers
owning
and all that.
sharing it. I'm glad that PlayStation isn't doing that on day and date. You're glad that PlayStation is making you pay more money to play a new game on release day. You're glad.
Just from this image, you guys are going to like it.
You are a moron.
I think.
I don't know what else to say. I don't want any value. I don't want something that's better or pro-consumer. I'll just pay more because I feel that the rich people who run these major corporations aren't rich enough and they deserve more of my hard-earned money. For
Netflix
the
number
same
one for
gameplay
subscription services,
experiences.
Xbox
So I'll just pay
last.
more because I'm stupid.
How the hell are they behind
Okay,
Paramount
stupid.
Plus?
Keep paying more.
No one has Paramount Plus.
You can do that if you want, but all of us with brains are looking for value.
Kinda surprised to see
We're
YouTube
looking
Premium
for
up
the
so
best
high.
optimal situation for the gamer. We want the good games, but we also want to pay as little as possible. That's called logic.
It's called
So I don't understand
Give Me Stuff for
how
Free,
people can be
guys.
actually like trying to justify.
Yeah, he's an
this
Xbox
kind-
fanboy.
Oh my god,
He loves the Xbox. He hates
Sony's
Sony.
just not doing it because they need the money.
I need the
Okay.
money. I really do. I needed that
You know,
money to
when
pay my
people
bills.
Actually, start
Shut the
saying
fuck up,
dumb shit
DSP.
Like the major corporation that's rolling in billions of dollars of revenue.
Oh yeah, he's
a
so
year,
expected to make a
that
ton of money
has
on his
people who
birthday.
Get paid millions of dollars in kickbacks every year at the upper echelons, and they have so many employees that get paid well, and the company is not in any kind of financial constraint situation at all. That you need to pay them more money when their direct competitor is doing something better. You have been brainwashed. There is just no...
By the cult leader
they're
DSP
spinning.
himself.
Is it true
You've
that
been
Microsoft is a much
brainwashed.
bigger company than Sony? Yes. Yes. It's true. Absolutely it's true. But that doesn't mean that they're bleeding money with Game Pass. It means they found a way to make it work. Companies don't just bleed fucking money constantly and keep that program going. It would put them out of business. You see? So when Jim Ryan, one of the head guys at Sony, I think he's the CEO of Sony America or whatever he is, he comes out and he says something like, well, the reason that we're not going to offer the new first-party releases in the new PlayStation program,
So we needed to
day
pay money
one,
for it.
like Microsoft does with Game Pass, we just can't make that viable. We find that if we did that, it would be too much of a loss, and we wouldn't be able to put as much time and effort into the games as we do now because we really need those day one profits. Okay, so here's what that means. My company doesn't run as well as my competitors. My company's not as efficient, doesn't have the things in place so that we can offer the better value to the customer. That's literally what he's saying, but he's trying to spin it in a way to act like there's value to the customer to pay more, when in reality what he's admitting is
You're getting
we don't know
PlayStation
as
Now
well
with
as what we're
PlayStation
doing as
Plus.
they are over there.
Congratulations.
That's literally the same words, only rephrased to make sense, because he's using PR talk, corporate talk. Oh, please give us more money for the new
guys
releases
that didn't sell
because
as
we can't
well.
make it
Well, why didn't it sell as
viable
well? Because they
to
got it
have
all for
these
free.
big-profile new
Well,
releases
maybe that's the reason why I did
if
not
it's on
give
a
it away
Game
for
Pass
free.
system. Well, then why can your competitor? Why aren't you directly figuring
I'm
out
loving
what
the
you're doing
PlayStation 5
different from
controller.
you
I
and
bought
trying
one so I could
compete
connect it to my
instead of making
PC
excuses?
and play Elden Ring on
That's
my
all it is,
TV.
excuses of why you're worse. You know?
America.
And there's fanboys defending them. It's all over the internet right now. No, the new Sony system is nothing like Game Pass. The new Sony system is a laughable joke. If you already wanted the services that were available from PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in one place, you got it. You literally didn't get anything else out of this announcement. No one will. The game demos maybe have some innate value. Is it $8 to $10 extra a month value? No, absolutely not. I don't think anyone's going to tell you I'm willing to pay $8 to $10 a month to maybe play a game demo or two a month, right? Do you want access to all the classic games? Sure, but they're laggy, shitty, pixelated versions of the classic games, and all the PS3 ones have to be streamed, which aren't even going to work right. So it's like they're trying, but they're so behind the curve this console gen. It's a laughable joke. Like Microsoft has done so much right, while Sony has blown it. I don't know how these consoles.
It's amazing how while he's talking about himself, but doesn't realize
right?
it.
The era of Xbox 360.
This person just wants
PS,
money.
like Xbox 360
They just want money to
right,
pay the
except
bills.
the hardware that had a red ring.
Oh wait, that's me.
Outside of that, everything else was right. Then they flipped, and Xbox did everything wrong, and Sony did everything right, and Sony takes over. This console gen flips again. Like how do they not? It's almost like the people in charge of these companies don't actually know the gaming industry. They don't understand it. They luck out
like you
at the
do.
misfortunes of
You
their
totally
rivals
know the
and
game industry, don't you,
capitalize on it.
dude?
So then they get a big boom. But now that they're in charge and they're the bigwigs, then they fuck up because they actually don't know what to do when they're the number one. They fuck it all up. It's just it really kills me. I couldn't believe this was the announcement they put out. I would be embarrassed to work for Sony, and this is my announcement. This is not even.
But you don't work for Sony. You don't work for
shred of the
anyone.
value that Game Pass provides.
You've been
It's
unemployed
not even
for a
close
decade.
to being the value that Game Pass provides, and it's more expensive. They're charging you more for less. That's okay. I want to not only pay more for the subscription service, I want to pay for those day one games too because I'm stupid. Well,
Yes, you are stupid.
congratulations.
Thank you for admitting it on stream.
Everyone with a brain who read that shit was like, wow, you guys really are dumb. But for all of us here who are looking for value, who are looking for the best overall experience as a gamer, we know what's going on right now. We see what's actually happening. Anyway, the funny part is every one of these people will run out and just give Sony money. Just like they always run out and they give
Gotta
Nintendo
give me,
money, right?
me money.
They give you your money for nothing. And by the way, I'm not blindly defending Xbox. You guys know I've had many
Yay,
criticisms for
Dachi and
Microsoft
French
Xbox over the
toast.
years. They do a lot of things wrong, just like everybody else, and I call them out equally too. But this is just a case
No,
where
you
the last
don't.
year or two,
You're an
man,
Xbox,
Sony
get
has
over
just
it.
fucked up after fucked up. I don't know what they're thinking over there. Okay. All right, so I'm being told, see, now here's another thing too. I'm being told, actually, there's different pricing plans. There's annual memberships. And if you get the annual membership for the PS Plus Premium, it's a huge discount. While if you pay the $15 a month for Xbox Live Ultimate, it's more expensive. Why do you have to buy the annual membership? To get that giant savings. If you buy it month to month, the PlayStation plan is more expensive. But if you have to commit to an entire year of a service you don't even know you're going to like, then you save more money. You've actually even proven my point even further that Sony is trying
Holy
to...
fuck, how do you not understand this?
Without actually understanding...
Because then you're locked in for a year.
So I'll save more money if I buy the whole year, even though I don't know if I'm going to like it. I'll buy the year because it's cheaper.
Yes.
It's a scam.
Holy shit, Mr. Scammer calling something else a scam.
Anyway. Ridiculous. Do I not know the concept
Just like
of buying
Amazon
in bulk?
Prime
Of course
for a
I do.
year is cheaper than
Physical
buying it
goods where
monthly.
makes sense. Digital goods buying in bulk, there's no such thing. There's no difference of I bought the year plan or I bought the month-to-month plan. You're getting exactly the same service delivered in exactly the same way at exactly the same cost. They're joking you or fooling you into thinking there's a value buying in bulk.
They're joking
the bulk
you?
value comes in physical goods when actually
Who
buying it in
the
bulk
fuck
at
says
one
they're
time
joking you?
creates logistical savings. But you don't understand that because you don't understand business, Laura. Sorry.
I know
Okay.
better than you. I got a business
Ladies and
degree that I
gentlemen,
haven't used
we
in
went
10
really long on
years.
this pre-stream. Let's get to shout-outs so that we can eventually get to gameplay. Okay? Holy shit. Okay. On the YouTube side of things, we start off today with Big Daddy Dubs, who did a super chat and says, Lordy Lord Phil, you're gonna be 40. You were in your 20s when I first watched you. Back when you did Suicide Boys in Red Dead 1. You mean Suicide Kings. That's right. Damn, you've been watching for that long. That's impressive. Thank you for that ongoing support. Kevin Bernstein did a super chat and says, here's for another 40 years of your stream. You and your stream, but he abbreviated it. Got it. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Kevin did another
Ain't
super
making
chat
it to
as well.
50, let alone 80.
Very much. Bilo did a super chat and says, here, have some NFT profits. And he did a whopping, I think it was like $40. That was a really generous super chat. Thank you. It was a different currency, so I can't exactly
And
figure out how
immediately
much it was,
disappears because
but
it's
it
not a
was
tip, so he
quite
doesn't care about
large.
it.
Thank you very much to Bilo for that super chat. That's really appreciated. Thank you. Bargain Tuesday did a super chat saying, big fan. Is there a chance you can abandon Ghostwire and play more of the smash hit indie sensation Elden Ring? The that's very small indie studio that came out of nowhere and made a giant, amazingly good game, shockingly, right? Yes. Thank you for that Bargain Tuesday. I got a laugh out of it. Nathan Smith did a super chat. He says, when you start playing, look at the moon for 30 seconds. You get a trophy in this game? I'll do that. That's a hidden trophy, huh? All right, let's do that tonight. We'll look
Way to hold his hand, chat.
Seconds. Thank you, Nathan.
If you don't hold
Kyle
it, his
Denson
wife
did a
sure
super
as
chat.
hell
I'll become a
won't.
member. We can play Halo Infinite with you. 343 Industries is wetting the bed with their lack of content. Apparently, the game is dead. I'm not even kidding. Now I'm seeing people posting up on Twitter.
He does have a business degree. He's shown it
Halo,
off before, but you know,
I go to
it's now at this
matchmaking,
point
I can't
over
find
20
anyone
years
to
old.
Play with unless I go to big.
If you don't
battles.
use it, you forget
Wow.
it.
They went from
It's
the
not like riding a
number
bike.
one competitive first-person shooter to I can't even find a match. How the mighty have fallen. That's got to be, someone's got to do a documentary on those guys to figure out what the fuck happened in this last year and how this game got boxed. Nathan Smith did another super chat. He says, I'm a little annoyed PS3 games are streaming only. I'll try them, but if they haven't improved the streaming, I tried PS Now, the streaming didn't work and it was lagging like hell, and everyone says that. So expect more of the same. Smelly Vision became a member for 5 months in a row and says, happy 40th, you beautiful man. I don't know who you're talking to, but thank you for the membership. Zoya did a super chat, and he says, Sony have better games, hence not free at launch. That's subjective. That's not objective at all.
They do have better games.
In general, if you take a look at the Sony
And he has to get longer and longer and longer because the longer they go, the less gameplay he has to do.
There were some good ones and some bad ones.
Holy shit, man! I gotta leave to go get my new glasses because they stopped.
It's very subjective to say that.
Glasses pick up at
And
4:30.
The fact is that they're free on one service and not on the other.
He's done it. He's already broken 2 hours.
And
his pre-stream has already broken 2 fucking hours.
Marxist Carl did a super
Congratulations, DSP. You broke 2 hours.
Better. Well, as much
already,
as I agree
and
with
you're
you,
still going.
I have to use Twitter. It's part of my job. I have to be in on the trends going on. This is how I get my gaming news, and this is how I find out about everything. I have to use Twitter for my job. I would
appear on, if 9/11 didn't appear on Twitter, he wouldn't know about it. Tepic Porsche has done a super chat. Thank you to Tepic Porsche. Mozzie just did a super chat. Says, excited for the birthday stream next week and the new member stuff for April. Any future plans with Lego Star Wars? Have a nice day. Yes, I want to play the Lego Star Wars game. I just got too much going on right now, but once I start completing other games this month, then I will play Lego Star Wars, just like I told you guys WWE 2K22 is coming, okay? It's coming, I swear, as soon as someone donated to me, guys.
Super chat. He says, 1 month of premium, that's how you try it out. Exactly. Basically, what you have to do, you pay for the more expensive 1 month of premium of the PlayStation program. That's right. You see if you like it. If you like it, where'd the R go? If you like it, then I guess you buy the year. Again, I don't know how you can really judge even by a month because it seems like month to month the offerings will be different. You know what I'm saying? Because they are. They're gonna 1 month you might get much better games offered because they're all legacy games. You know, you might get better. 1 month they're not as good. You don't know what it's gonna be yet. You know, maybe the first month will be really good and then it'll fall off after that. That's kind of what happened with the PS Plus free games. Some months like, oh my god, look at these amazing games. I gotta get PS Plus, and then next month it's like 3 shit games no one cares about. Shout out to Pausen, who just
games you don't care about because they're indie games and you don't do indie.
I appreciate that. Now he's flipped on to the tip side of things. And it looks like Slayer is our first tipper of the day. And he wants to give us an update on his Elden Ring progress. He says, want to update my Elden Ring progress. I'm currently level 27 in South Limgrave. I defeated the Bloodhound Knight and the ancient hero from the Everjails using the Bloodhound Blade and upgrading to use the Goblin Halberd. Yeah, Bloodhound Blade, really good early game weapon, especially if that's the build you're going for, because it has bleed damage. Not only does it hit for good damage, but it has bleed damage that could really build up. That's how I killed Godfrey. Or, excuse me, that's how I killed Godric. Godric the Grafted. Is I built up bleed damage and ended up killing him with it inadvertently. I didn't even know that was going to happen, and he died. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Bullshit, that's what the guy told you to do, and we all know
Thank you for the tip. Goodbye to Bronny. Tipped me $4.20 and says, happy birthday, Phil. Any plans to play Death Stranding Director's Cut? It's releasing today on PC. I have absolutely no interest in replaying Death Stranding at this time. Maybe sometime in the future. But as for now, playing it once was enough. The story was the major highlight for me. I know the story ain't going to change in the Director's Cut, so I'm good. Thank you for the tip. Anso Kamaru tipped me $1.50. Says, I've been away from your streams lately. I didn't want to get spoiled on Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm glad to see you've decided to play it. It's a fantastic game. It reminds me so much of my years in Japan. Makes me want to go back. The folklore is interesting. I agree with every single thing that Anso Kamara just said. That's why I really like the game, and I'm sad to see people being so biased against it and saying it's boring and then having zero justification for saying that. Plum Girl has tipped me $10. Thank you so much, Plum Girl. She says, happy 40th birthday week. I'm celebrating too. My husband and I will get the keys to our first house on Friday. Wow, that's a huge accomplishment. Shit. Congratulations.
Microphone.
2 thumbs up for you and your husband. I'll finally have a home office and 2 golden retrievers will get a big yard. I was in high school when I started following you. Now you're 40 and I'm married. And that's life. And I'm happy that you've been along the journey, and I'm glad that you still enjoy the content. And thank you so much for the support. I'm very happy to hear about
He's
your
the
own
exact same
success.
person he was.
I love hearing
back
about
then
the
as he is
success
now.
stories of my viewers. I really do.
Josh Strom, how's it going?
Thank you so much. The Dragon Triplets tipped $1.50 and said, I think that most people are hating on Tokyo because of the collectathon element. I agree on that. And the different speaking language. That was one valid criticism that we heard last time. And I will admit that perhaps for my viewing audience, I did make I made a huge boner.
Something you never heard from a
Phil
woman
made
before.
a boner on stream. No, I made a mistake. I maybe should have.
And he's
gone
not
with
doing the whole
English
month, just for the
language,
week, hopefully.
Even though I enjoy.
Don't give him ideas to do it for a whole month.
Japanese voice acting. My viewing audience a lot of times plays my content in the background or while they're doing something else. And when all you hear is Japanese, if you don't understand Japanese, you don't get it. You can't understand what's going on in the game. So it's essentially it's a playthrough. You have to be actively paying attention to read the ant-like subtitles, and I mean that they're so small they look like ants on the screen. Like you gotta be
wear your
really
glasses,
cautious.
maybe
So
able to see
I
those
agree with you
subtitles
there.
better.
Maybe that's a problem. All right, and
His
I'm
dent
sorry.
head fans,
I should've
wiser.
maybe thought
That's
a
who
little
find it
better,
funny.
And next time around, if I play a game like this, I'll likely go with the English dub. Okay. Tarantula MS 2018 says, "Hey Phil, I'm turning 27 tomorrow. Happy early birthday. It's quite something to think I'll be turning the same age that you were when I started watching you on YouTube. That's when I really was starting on YouTube. I was 27, way back in the summer of 2009. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Tarantula. Hope you have a good day planned out for your birthday tomorrow."
And whatever
And
birthday money you
anonymous
get, you
tipper
give it to me.
$1.50.
Reee,
Here's my
me.
take on Ghostwire. I personally don't usually watch you play games that I haven't played before. Ghostwire looks great, but I just haven't played it. Though I'm not going to tell you how to run your streams or what makes games you should or shouldn't play. All right. And, you know, I'm sure that's a good group of my viewers. Is what they do is they play the game themselves, and then either as they're playing along or they play a little bit, then they watch, then they play, then they watch. Like, that's what my wife and I do. Like, as I was playing through Horizon Forbidden West, I would play a little bit and then watch someone play a little bit, watch someone play. I'm doing the same thing right now with Elden Ring. Even though there's full playthroughs of the game out on the internet, I'm not going to watch ahead of where I am and spoil myself. So I totally understand that. Oh, I didn't finish reading the triplets tip? Oh,
Can't
shit.
wait
Hold on,
for
my
his
bad.
bald spot to be so
Because I
plain
think
he
most
can't
people are
hide it
hating on
anymore.
Tokyo because of the collectathon element and the different speaking language. I'm enjoying it, but I still would like to see you play some WWE because your wrestling playthroughs never miss. Thank you. I totally screwed up there. And I will be playing WWE. It's happening. It's coming.
As soon as
I
someone
promise you.
donates
It's
me
just
the
that
game.
Of all the games out, WWE is the game I didn't have to rush to play. There's no major story element that had to happen immediately. You know what I'm saying? And the longer I wait, the more creative content there is, the better I feel that coverage is going to be. So. All right. Are we good now? What a long pre-stream podcast. Almost 2 hours.
It is 2 hours because you start
I'm
at
gonna play game now. Is
45.
that okay?
You start at
I
1:45
hope
and it's
so.
3:53. That is 2 fucking hours. That means I gotta get ready to head into town to get
Also,
my new
Kumar
glasses.
took me $1.50 and says,
Yay!
by the way, Ghostwire has a font size setting in the accessibility tab. Oh shit, I gotta do that. I don't know about the PS5 version because I'm playing it on PC and the default sub size is big enough for me. But okay, he says it's in accessibility. I swear we did that. I swear we went there. We did it. We'll double check because man, I want bigger subtitles. Okay, good tip. Thank you. All right.
I won't
guys,
need big
we
ones
need
'cause
to
I'll
end
be
it
wearing
because we
brand new
gotta play games
glasses.
today. So thank you for being a great audience. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for the support. Let's end the pre-stream and then let's get to Ghostwire. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's switch over quickly. I gotta pee very quickly. I'll be very quick, I swear. And then I promise you we will play for at least an hour before I go on any kind of a break. And
I was
any
gonna
break
grouch
I
because they
take
both
will be
smell like
fairly
shit.
short. We're doing so long on the podcast, which by the way is fine. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying the podcast
Yep.
so
Major
much.
Four Eyes.
That you
I've been a
wanna see
Four Eyes
more of
since
me.
middle school.
Well, absolutely. I still want to get in a good amount of gameplay here. You know, I don't want the gameplay to hurt at the expense of the podcast. You see, so very
So
briefly.
with that-
Just run, use the restroom. I'll be right back. And then we'll start. Okay.
Head on my way out. Oh, hello. Been down too long. Do I wear my shoes or do I wear my boots? It should be warm enough. I can wear my regular shoes. Not a break, guys. Disappears off camera. But it's not a break. But for me, it is a chance to get into town and get my new glasses. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe,